What is up, Wolverine Nation? It's your boy TJ Ronin. We're back at it with another call-in show this Thursday night, November 7th. Let's do the damn thing. Looking forward to it. We already got a caller on the line. We already have a donation for the show. We are already 95 away from a second hour. Shout out to everybody. For those of you who are new to the call-in show format, for every $100, we go an extra hour, and we know this. This has been tried and tested and tried. We went 9 hours Saturday night, so shout out to everyone who contributed to us for that show. That was wild, but it's one of those things you can check off the bucket list. I mean, maybe we'll do 10 one day. I don't know. Maybe 10. We'll go for 10. Shout out to the team. What's up? We got Moose. We got Ripstar. Word on the street, he's the greatest. People are talking. Let's get it, son. And I also want to give a shout out to everybody. And Keegan, thank you for calling in, man. We'll get to you. And if you guys want to call in, the link to call in is in the description. And it's also, I'll throw it in the chat. You guys want to call in, we'll do the damn thing. And obviously my co-pilot and good friend, John Diadamo, is right there. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate it. We'll talk a little bit before we start taking calls here. I see the Miller Moss stuff, and I saw the comments earlier. People want to, talk about Miller Moss, but like, here's the thing. The report that is public or is on Twitter right now going around, I actually know who that kid is. People don't know, but that's actually like a 13-year-old kid. And believe it or not, he is actually tapped into FAU. Believe it or not. He's actually legit in that sense, but in terms of like other recruiting news or intel, I need more, certified, credible sources. We'll see. I'm sure Miller Moss will jump in the portal. I don't know. But what I do know and what I can say is I know for a fact Michigan's making lists, and there's things going on behind the scenes. So, again, and a shout out to everybody. Appreciate you. So we'll see on Miller Moss. Like, we could talk about it. I would. Depending how the Underwood thing goes, I'm interested to see what caliber of quarterback Michigan goes after. If the Underwood thing does not go, if we do not get the result we want with Underwood, I fully expect Michigan to go big game hunting in the portal. I'm quite confident in that, actually. And then, another thing I wanted to kind of hit on, and let's update the banner here because we already got one donation. Thank you, Loki. So I put out a tweet the other day that got everyone just kind of going nuts. Let's see, I'll pull up the tweet right now. And I kind of wanted to give some background here. What I can say publicly, because there are some things I can't say publicly due to legal reasons. That's how serious it is. So here's the tweet right here. I'll pull it up on the screen. I got my guy Marmar waiting. I got Cameron waiting. We'll get to you guys. Hold on tight. This tweet here caused a stir, man. I got some shit for this tweet. Yeah, so the reason why I did that is because what I can say, and I can't say everything. There's some really good things happening right now. And that tweet is not just talking about a player. That is not a player. That is an announcement that is going to be coming Not, and someone actually, I think they DM'd me, has nothing to do with the notice of allegations. This is collective. This is regarding the NIL and collectives. We got some information that's quite good. So quite good. Michigan, let me tell you guys, they ain't effing around, bro. They are not effing around. So we'll see. When I can, here's what I can promise you though, because I've been thinking about this all day. How do I want to present it? Because I can't say a lot yet. When it becomes public, I'll be able to say more. And I'm curious I'm curious on how they're going to present it, how much detail they will share. Because myself and John actually are privy to a lot of information regarding this. So we'll see. We'll see. But I can't go any further on it out of respect. I will update you guys, though. I will update you guys as it becomes public. And if maybe things don't come to fruition, which they will. Actually, I know for a fact they will. I'll give you the backstory on that too, how this even came about. But the reason why I posted that is because, guys, I'm not bullshitting you. It's stupid good. It's stupid good. It's real. It's serious. It's serious as fuck. It's so serious. There's so much more I want to share, but I just can't. I got to be very careful with what I share. So it's as far as I'll go with it. If you guys want to talk about it, I probably can't comment on it, but we'll go from there. But I will say this, just like the booster interview we did in the summer that we were unable to make public, just like that, we'll be transparent with how that all went down. So I have no issue sharing that information as we can when we can. So shout out to everybody. We got a big game this week in Indiana. We'll see what we do there. I think everyone's a little bit more excited about recruiting. And the one thing I want to say before we take our first caller, Underwood's going to be visiting LSU this weekend. So we will see what comes of it. There's not going to be a lot of news until after the visit. We're going to learn a lot more. The thing that's very interesting, I do want to give a shout out here and give some recognition. So there is a major movement right now called Hail Tailgate, where they are literally trying to get all these Michigan fans to go to this Belleville game and literally maze it out and show support to Bryce Underwood. The campaign is essentially keep Bryce home. I should have made that the title of the video. I don't know why I didn't, but the fan base is making an effort right now to show Bryce as much love as possible. That's going to be going on this weekend as well before he goes to LSU. So something along those lines. I don't have all the details on it, but I know Sam Webb is promoting the shit out of it, and I think it's a great idea. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I'm actually considering going. But yeah, okay, here we go. We are called Hailgate. There we go. So shout out to you guys. Honestly, I think that is a genius idea. And in the future, if you guys ever have anything like that, shoot us a DM. We will promote, dude. Like we just want to help the program, man. We mean that. So, keep Bryce home. Shout out to that. So mad respect, honestly. Whoever came up with that marketing promotion campaign, that's a genius idea. So shout out to you guys. So all right. So here's what we'll do. We'll go through Detective Loki. He gifted 3 memberships. We are down to $85 for a second hour. Shout out to you, Detective Loki. We appreciate you. And before we also move on, guys, this channel is booming. Our videos are booming, and we cannot do without you guys. So we greatly appreciate that. We have honestly gained over 500 subscribers in 4 weeks. That is how much we've gained. Obviously, Saturday night was a big night. We got over 200 subscribers that night alone. So appreciate all you guys helping us surpass Ohio State. For those who don't know, we surpassed Ohio State. We are now the second largest channel in the network. We're now coming for Miami. We're already within 900, and I don't have the graphic with me, but Tuesday we'll have it. We'll update everything. So again, shout out to all you guys. Greatly appreciate everyone's contributions, viewing, liking, sharing, calling in, financially contributing, whatever, man. Subscribing, just being a part of it. It all matters, and we appreciate all of it. So let's get to our first caller here. A good friend of the program, a day one. Literally, man, you've been here since I've been. I mean, you were here before I was, I'm sure. So shout out to Keegan. What's up, man? How we doing, Keegan?
What up, TJ?
Hey, you tell me, man.
So Sharon put out the eyeballs with the blue chip, and
Yes.
I'm wondering, that was today, right?
Yeah, it was this morning.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that was Littleton or Elijah Dotson.
Yeah, I can't say who it is.
Yeah.
Because because there's a reason why it's not public. And also, I don't know when the commitment's going to happen. It could be either today or to the weekend. I don't know. I just know that there's one on the verge. There's more than one on the verge, by the way. It's not just one. There's a few on the verge. Littleton, I'll say this: it's not Littleton, and Littleton's going to be. I'll say that Littleton is going to be visiting Texas this weekend, I believe. So it's definitely not Littleton, but that's as far as I'll go with who it could be. I'm sure people can narrow it down. There's some obvious choices. If you guys want to narrow it down, you'll probably do it. Thank you,
Gotcha.
Detective Loki, for another gifted membership. But yeah, I mean, no, but listen, like, there's still momentum in recruiting. Like, a lot of us are waiting for obviously this Bryce Underwood weekend to go by and kind of see how this transpires. Because to be honest with you, like, Michigan's done a lot of good work, but at the end of the day, like, this visit's going to happen, and LSU's going to get their opportunity to try and seal the deal. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, Michigan has had and this is so funny, Keegan. I'm going to go on a little tangent here, but just bear with me. I've gotten some shit from some LSU fans and even I think some new Michigan fans I don't think they're familiar with our show. They're new or something. I don't know. But, I spoke about how Underwood's family has been here 2 weeks in a row. And the LSU insiders are saying that's not the case, but it is the case. That has 100% confirmed happened. And it's hilarious watching. Me and John are enjoying. We've been reading their message boards because our videos are making their message boards. And it's just funny because they're so wrong. And what's funny, too, is a lot of their insiders don't have the pulse of what's going on. Now, I'm not saying LSU is not in a good position or they're not still strong. They are still strong, but Michigan's making an aggressive move here. And his family has come to Michigan 2 weekends in a row, and that's not a fluke. Derek Meadows came last weekend. That's not a fluke. We got Elijah Dotson on the verge of committing along with others. That's not a fluke. Like, there's a very concerted, focused effort here. And shout out to my guy here. Dude, you need to DM me, bro. We'll promote your stuff, man. I'll let you know that right now. Just let us know. We're down to help. So do you just DM either me or John, and we'll help you guys whatever you need, man. So anyways, yeah, so and get this, Keegan, did you see that article me and John were quoted in this week?
No, I didn't see that.
So there's an article on this website I never even heard of. It's called Essentially Sports or something. And they essentially took our quotes from our segment that from the video clip we uploaded Wednesday. That was from the Tuesday show. And they put it in this article about how Joe Sloan has been offered a position from ECU, etc. And it looks to me like an AI generated article. And it's quite interesting. One thing I'm learning now, Keegan, is as we're growing, I need to be very mindful of what I say because it appears to be spreading. Now, don't be wrong though. What I say, I'm not. I do bring. And my intent is to bring accuracy with what I say. I'm not trying to overhype anything or bullshit. And anyone who watches us, this. Like, we don't play games and we don't f around. But at the same time, like, one misspoken word could be not a good look. So my intent is to be very mindful going forward, which is why I'm being mindful with some of the things I'm talking about, but like not ruining commitments. And also the news on Wednesday I came across, or I was let in on. I didn't even come across it. I was let in on it. So yeah, so that's where we are, Keegan. So shit's getting crazy, man. So what else is up, my friend?
Yeah, so why I was thinking 6 million for Joe Sloan in the chat. I How much can he get at ECU if they offer him something big as the head coach? I mean, maybe 2 million, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a head coach. So, like, how much more would it take to get him to be an offensive coordinator? I would say something extravagant, and that's why I say, like, the price tag on keeping him in the offensive coordinator game would be something that we haven't seen before, because you can get 2 million as an offensive coordinator. So
Right.
that's why I think, kind of like the Bryce Underwood, from LSU to Michigan, like it's going to have to be something extravagant to pull him away from that.
Yeah. So okay. So At LSU, he's making 950K
Yeah.
right now. I believe me and John looked at this. The ECU previous head coach was making like two and a quarter, 2 point, 2.25, 2.5 million a year.
Yeah.
That's on par with like the highest paid offensive coordinators. So let's just
Right.
say he doesn't go to ECU. What is stopping Michigan from going all in and making him the highest paid coordinator? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, is he the next Nussmeier? Like that's the thing is he could be a glorified offensive coordinator, then he doesn't turn out as, you know, a great head coach at ECU or,
Yeah.
who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, you never know, but I mean, it's a small program. It's the right step for somebody like him. But I mean, I'll tell you this: if you were to pull Sloan, and I said this, and this is what was quoted in the article, I said my percentage of Underwood coming to Michigan would be 75 to 80%. I stand by that. I don't take that away. I don't care if that's public or written or whatever. I do feel confident. I'd feel very confident if that happened. I probably might even start celebrating early, to be honest with you. But why not Michigan make a power play? I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if they have it up their sleeve. I mean, the thing that's I read it somewhere and they made a really good point. The season's going to end. There's only like 4 or 5 days before the season ends and signing day. How much can really happen in 4 or 5 days? You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, is it going to be enough time? Because here's the thing, Bryce Underwood's an early enrollee, so like
Yeah.
he's not able to wait till February. So like decisions need to be made. Now there is a window with signing day. There's like a week where like kids can kind of sign. I believe that's how it is. I wonder. I don't know if they changed the rules or not, but I believe they got like a week where they can sign, and we'll see, man. It's gonna be very interesting. Call in
Yeah.
link. By the way, I'm putting it in the chat. It is in the description of the video, but here it is in the chat. You guys can call in. I got my guy Marmar waiting on. Well, he's next after Keegan, but after that, the lines are open, so you guys can call in. But yeah, so we'll see, Keegan. I mean, it'd be an interesting play. I'll say this though, I do feel confident Michigan's going to be aggressive in the coaching search, and I fully anticipate a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Um, and you can bring in Marmar anytime. But
Oh, it's all good. We'll go one at a time.
yeah,
But I
but
know Keegan's always down to be efficient. Actually, no.
yeah.
How about this? Let me give a shout out to my the super chat here. Fuck Ohio with the $2 super chat. Where's John? TJ sucks. All right, man. You're not allowed to DM me anymore. Them's the rules now. No, I'm just kidding. It's all love, bro. I know he's messing. Actually, I don't know if I can. I mean, he might not care, but this individual here, F Ohio, he actually made my logo for my Twitter. So shout out to him. Appreciate you, bro. We got another Detective Loki super chat. Appreciate Detective Loki's Oprah. We need to get an Oprah emoji, bro, just for Detective Loki. But it needs to be Detective Loki giving out cars. We appreciate you, man. Sorry. What else you got for us, Keegan?
Well, I was looking today, and everyone can throw up their alien emojis, but Michigan is not out of the playoff race. Actually, um, they aren't. And the path to victory would be beating Indiana. Maybe Indiana suffers some key injuries. They got Ohio State next, and then they got Purdue. So they would have to have a full breakdown, injuries, everything, in order to lose to Purdue. And then Ohio State would have to be undefeated, and then Michigan beats them, and then they beat Oregon in the Big Ten championship. So 4 teams max can get in, according to my Google search. So it is possible that Michigan is not out of it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I feel we are very out of it, but I hear what you're saying. You're saying mathematically, it's not possible.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, hey, man, keep the hope alive. I'll tell you what, though, this weekend is going to be. I'll tell you this: we beat Indiana. Ohio State's going to be my focus. If Northwestern, I'm not really like it's not on my radar to be honest with you. But if we could beat Indiana, I'm gonna be like, oh, we gave Oregon a fight. if Davis Warren takes a step, takes another step in the right direction, and Wink Martindale can not be silly. Let's work on that. And Wink, let's no more funny shit. I think then there could be some potential. I mean, I think a lot of people would be very cautious going into the Ohio State game, which I think is understood. But I mean, to me, I might have some quiet optimism, in terms of like just Michigan bringing a fight to them. And I've seen Ohio State have their limitations and struggles. So, we'll see, man. But all right, Keegan, how about this? Before we move on to our next caller, give me a score prediction for this weekend.
Yeah, I'm always positive. I'm gonna say 28-21. I can't steal Vance's 28-24 prediction, so 28-21.
All right, wait, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Keegan. All right, man. Well, hopefully I see you on the post game. All right, man.
All right.
All right, have a good night, Keegan. Go Blue.
All right, go Blue.
We got my next man, Mar in the house. Was good, dog.
What up, Johnny? Johnny just touched on it. I was going to touch on it too about the quarterback room. Miller Moss going to the portal. That would help our quarterback room next year. I don't know if Jaden Davis is staying, but the more competitive that quarterback room, I think the better we will be next season. Again, I want to touch on how Sharon Moore had to put the staff together. They didn't get time to gel. That's why we're seeing the results we see this year, because they weren't on the same page. What I mean? They had to throw it all together, and that's why we're seeing the things. Because previous years they got the chance to, we exited the first round of the playoffs. They got time to go do winter workouts. This year we didn't have it because other schools that recruit at a high level will be able to do that because, like I said, if they go to January 20th and win a national championship, these schools that have high level recruiting, have the high level recruiting, they'll be able to, go to their winter workouts late and, still have a successful season next. We didn't have that opportunity because we didn't recruit at a high level because Jim Harbaugh kept flirting with the NFL. So, that's what I wanted to touch on.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, like that's in my opinion, like, so listen, we have frustration with the coaching staff. A lot of the fan base has frustration, but like if there is a counter argument in which you're presenting, the counter argument is it was a shortened season. He put his staff together mid to late February into March, especially because my guy got a DUI early March, so we had to get Lou Esposito.
Facts.
So like, and at the same time, he's putting a recruiting department together because we didn't even have that together, and he had to get the collectors totally on page and bought in with the administration. I mean, you're not wrong, bro. Like this is why I agree with you in this sense. We need a full off season to get a full, an honest observation, or I guess to draw any true conclusions before we can draw true conclusions. But I will say this: I mean, do you not think any coaches should be let go?
I mean, Campbell, because he's not really creative. He's holding the offense back. They talked about smash, and all I see, excuse my French, is ass. And because, like I said, we got two bruiser running backs. Okay, I don't know why. We are not using the same formula that we used last year. That was my son. Sorry. Why we not using the same formula that we have used since 2021? We start smashing. With Haskins, and then you threw a little Blake Corum in there, and then 2022, same thing with Edwards and Blake Corum. Blake Corum went down. Edwards stepped up the last couple games. He looked good in the Big Ten championship. And then he went on to the TCU. If he would have broke that run, they hawked him. And I think Michigan stopped believing right there when them two plays happened. And then we come back the next year, and then we went back to the running it down your throat. And, the Penn State game. I don't see none of that this year. Only a little bit in the USC game. Okay. That was all Mullins, though.
Yep.
So, now we digressing.
Uh-huh.
Now it's Edwards running well, and Mullins can't hit a hole to save his life anymore.
You're right. Yeah, he's regressing right now. And I think one of the biggest issues is we have a regression in talent on the offensive line. Like we had a right tackle issue, a new offensive line that's got to gel and build chemistry, which I think they're getting better. Look, they didn't give up a single sack against Oregon, but the run blocking it's just not there. And the running backs are regressing right now, which is very interesting. Mullins is regressing right now. The last 2 weeks he's been regressing. Hopefully this weekend they get it together. Although I will say Indiana, I think, has the best or second best run defense in the conference. But yeah, I mean, we have a talent issue as well, though. But all right. So it's frustrating because actually we have talent. Like we have talent, but with a whole new coaching staff, there's a talent issue in terms of no wide receiver, no quarterback, right tackle, center was a bit of a musical chairs. So like it just with a new coaching staff, you can't have these types of gaps in the roster, or you have the results we're having. And what we have is a season that is not meeting the standard of Michigan or its fans.
We was duped, TJ. We was duped all off season. I was talking. I'm like, man, Sharon about to come in here and do the thing because he
Yep.
know what it takes to do the thing, and we ain't seen none of that. And that really that's why we flustered right now as a fan base because we were hearing all this off season. The culture's still the same. I believe it's still the same. We just don't have a Mikey Sanders still type leader,
Right.
or Aiden Hutchinson type leader. I know they are
Mhm.
they for each other, but I mean I get being for each other, but you gotta have that one leader to get you hype, and that Rod Moore injury
Who,
really hurt us.
who is that leader on this team?
You
I
can't
don't know.
tell.
Yeah, no, you can't tell, and usually you can tell. I don't know. I mean, it should be. I don't want to Actually, I'm not gonna say any names, but it should be certain dudes. I'm not gonna say any names. I'm
Yeah,
not
the
trying to call them out, but like,
captains,
yeah,
all the captains, the people
yeah.
that was here when Aiden
Is that
Hutchinson started.
your
Yep.
your top dogs, right? So now some dudes are quieter than others, but like at the end of the day, like although I'll say this, I don't think the culture's wrecked. I don't think. I literally just think a strong off season. Like I know very confidently. I can confidently say I know Michigan's next season. Their goal is to make the playoffs. It's not to rebuild. It's to make the playoffs, and
Yeah.
they're gonna approach and attack the off season with that intent. So
So I
as a
got a
Michigan
question
fan,
for you, TJ.
yeah, go,
Why
yeah,
did we recruit small receivers? Why? Well, what was going on with that for the last couple of years? And I know we had Cornelius and Roman Wilson. That was our go-to. But
yeah, they
why were we recruiting receivers and we lost out on a couple of them?
yeah. So okay, so this is a big issue within the recruiting strategy, especially for the receiver position, because Ron Bellamy, for some reason, really likes the under 6 foot slow wide receiver. I don't understand, but he really goes after these types of players. And one of the biggest hurdles, though, and this is just the truth, wide receiver is an expensive position, and when you're not playing NIL, you don't get the elite players, right? You just don't. Now you may get a guy who buys in, who's like a culture fit, but you're not getting the difference makers on the outside because the difference makers cost money. But now you are seeing with Andrew Marsh coming here. We did have Philip Wright, but he's at LSU. We're trying to get Derek Meadows to flip. Now that we're playing ball, we can get that type of talent. And I fully expect again Michigan to be very aggressive in the portal this December. But I mean that's why
That's a,
listen,
that's another thing I want to touch on.
okay.
Week Martindale said in his little press conference about the portal. Okay, we're going to attack the portal. Do you believe that Sharon Moore and this staff will attack the portal? Because I think it's going to be a lot of good guys this year that jump in the portal that we can get. And then another thing I have to ask you, our NIL,
Uh-huh.
okay, will it be the biggest in the country? Reason why is because of our alumnus base. Because we worldwide. I mean, like, man, I talk to people that, I work for Keurig Dr. Pepper that goes over there to, do little conferences and stuff. And they say they see a lot of Michigan fans over there. So with that being that big, will we become the number one school in the country with the NIL?
So I know very strongly that money is already contributed. They already have the money ready to go for portal. They already
Okay.
have it. They're ready to be very aggressive with the portal. I know that. And when it comes to being number one in the nation, they have that goal. They have that goal. Now we'll see.
Wow.
I know. So before I would say I know we're like I was telling our community, and Marmar, you may know this. I was saying we are like I was saying previously we were a top 15 NIL program,
Yep.
and a few weeks ago when we started learning about
You want to watch the
the
football game?
aggression and motivation of the donors, I said we may be top 5, but we're definitely top 10. Well, now I feel confident in saying we are 100% top 5, bro, and I feel
Okay.
extremely confident in that. Um, I'm aware of some things that make me even more confident in that. So, and
Yeah, I know
just
you
kind of
can't
what I
speak on
spoke
a
on
lot of
earlier.
things,
What up?
and I appreciate that. But the hints you given is bringing light to us fans, and we
Yeah, man.
enjoy this. Another question: LSU AD, I don't know if he resigned or stepped away,
I saw something.
and and with War Manual's contract,
Yep.
um, it ain't been extended yet. I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't
Mhm.
know if they're keeping us in the dark with it. Would that be a will we go after LSU's just to get
No,
Bryce Underwood?
no, 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 no. But so
Okay.
the reason why Ward's contract, why nothing's occurred with Ward is because his contract is up in next summer. So
Okay.
they're I feel they're gonna let it ride out. And we're gonna have a new AD. That's my opinion. I'm not
I
no
believe
quote.
that. I said I got into an argument with a guy that was rocking with him at I think it was a guy, an alumnus or a region guy at the Arkansas State game because I was staying to watch the band and we got into it and I let him know like Ward didn't do nothing for Harbaugh. He let that man set out to dry and he's like, no, it's not like that. I said, yeah, it was just like that. Because in my opinion, if this man won you a national, you first in 2020, you cut his contract. Then he
Mhm.
goes out and beat Ohio State for the first time. Then he did it again. And then he did it again. Then
Yeah.
he went to go win a national championship. And then you at the championship celebration,
Mhm.
giving us all this hogwash about the contract. And then you still didn't give this man the contract until the night of him taking the Charger job.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
felt like that was the worst decision you can make because if Harbaugh was coaching this team this year, JJ come back. Okay. I don't think people understand that. If Harbaugh
I
comes
don't
back,
think people
JJ,
realize how realistic it was because it was
yep,
realistic.
yep, JJ comes back. He wouldn't even be out of the season. He would have been playing right now. We would have been undefeated with the
Yep.
squad we got because of how Harbaugh coaches the game.
Yeah. So yeah,
And he's 4-0 in Ohio.
there's no doubt Ward did not give Harbaugh the support that Harbaugh felt he
Yeah,
deserved. He's very public about like his circle is very public about that. Ward's even or I'm sorry, Harbaugh's even quoted like saying he didn't feel the AD had his back against the Regents. And what I mean, that was one of the issues with his relationship with Ward and Harbaugh, and they did not see eye to eye. And then regarding the contract, for those who don't know, Michigan's best offer came, and this is what Marmar was hitting on, the night before he took the Charger deal because the Chargers gave him a crazy deal, and then Michigan decided, okay, we'll give you the best offer we've given you yet, when they should have did that in December. So Michigan totally just misplayed it. And then the thing about JJ that I don't know, I know Sam has hit on this, so like again, I'm not like, but like I'm not saying anything that isn't out there. Um, they did not approach JJ with a strong NIL offer, and the JJ
at
camp
all.
was surprised because, and I do believe Marmar, I do believe this. If Harbaugh stayed, if we were able to lock
Yeah,
up Harbaugh, which I know, and I know there's gonna be people, oh, you want to go to the NFL? Listen, if you gave Harbaugh the Saban treatment, I don't think he goes to the NFL.
at all. That was a lifetime
And we
contract.
didn't. And we didn't. And we didn't. And we didn't give him the Saban treatment. But regardless, um, regardless, um, regardless, um, regardless, 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 I think if you do, if Harbaugh, hypothetically, if he does stay and you do give JJ a respectable, a strong NIL offer, I don't think he goes to the NFL.
at all.
'Cause
Like I said,
they were open to hearing an NIL offer they never got. That's the JJ camp was definitely open, but it is what
and
it is.
that's crazy.
But all right, Marmar, give me a score prediction.
I
Give me,
appreciate,
yeah,
man. Listen,
yeah.
you asking me the score prediction. I don't know
Gotta
what
get it.
Michigan I'm gonna see. I
Yeah,
don't. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm gonna see the Washington version of Michigan, the Illinois version of Michigan, the
yeah,
Michigan State version of Michigan, the Oregon version of Michigan. I don't
mhm,
know because Indiana playing like us in 2022 with that smothering. They smother you. They will beat you in the first half, and then we'll lock you down with the Bolton Constrictor. That's how they playing. And the way Michigan is playing, I don't know, man. I can't. I'm gonna say what 14 Michigan, Indiana like 45.
damn. All right,
Yeah,
could be a tough, could be a tough game.
yeah, it's gonna be it's because Sinelli is not playing with the world. He
Yeah,
ain't even. It ain't even about the opponent in front of him. It's about Indiana finally coming over the hump. But Indiana only this one does my thing. Like when Tom Allen came to Indiana, he had a squad like this with Penix. Okay, they went on and did their thing, and then they, regressed. The next year and the next year after that. So that's why every team like Indiana brought everybody from the coach brought everybody from James Madison, so they know the system. So that's why they playing the way they playing. So yeah, man, it's gonna be tough, man, because I don't know what Michigan is gonna show up because we slow
yeah,
start. So
yeah. It'll be interesting to see, man. Well, hopefully it's not 40-14 or whatever you said. That'd be terrible. But all right, Marmar, appreciate you calling in,
I
bro.
appreciate you, TJ, man. I finally got to, holler at you, man. I appreciate you, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro,
man. Yeah,
yeah,
go blue, man.
go
Everybody in
blue,
here,
my
I
friend.
love y'all, man. Go
Yeah, go
blue.
blue, my friend. Shout out to Marmar, man. Shout out to Marmar. All right, we got a super chat. Jackson Johnson, $2. Let's get Michigan 10,000 subs. We're only, believe it or not, we're only like 1,200 and like 40 away. I don't know, something crazy. We got right here. We got Detective Loki with another gifted membership, giving them out like Oprah. Detective Loki's feeling very generous tonight. We appreciate Detective Loki. We're down to $61 for a second hour. Appreciate everyone contributing to the show. Next caller on the line. Hide your kids, hide your wife. It is Nick. What's up, big dog?
Yo, how's it going?
Shit, man, it's going, bro. What's up with you?
Hell yeah. Any updates on Bryce Underwood? Anything changed or?
No, nah, dude. The only thing the only thing that's new from Tuesday's show, and it's I don't even know if this is new, because like our guy was telling us earlier, there's a campaign called Hail Tailgate where they're trying to get the fan base to go to his game and show support and show love and let him know Michigan's home. So that there's that, and then of course there's the official visit this weekend where his family's going to go and his team of people are going to go, and LSU is going to give their best pitch. And coming out of that weekend, we should know a lot more. So we'll
Okay.
see, man.
Hold
Yeah.
up. I don't understand this Fed reference. What is
That's so
this?
fun. You don't get it?
No. I honestly don't.
You know, it's because, dude, in the post game, and just so you know, it's all love, bro. But like in the post game, you were asking me like all these questions, like you wanted like the details. And so people started just messing around in the chat, like Nick's a Fed, because you were just
Dude,
asking these very
in the post
straightforward
game,
questions.
in the post game I was high as fuck. I was
Bro, we were,
smoking while I was talking to you.
I
I
ain't
get
mad,
really
bro.
detailed.
You're good,
It
bro.
happens, man.
Don't let Ripstar get you. Ripstar's always
No.
you
It's
wanna
all
get you, man.
good. I just
Ripstar's
didn't
always
understand
going
I didn't understand the thing, but I am granular sometimes. I do like to know well, dude, it's Bryce Underwood, man. Like it's one of the most okay, yeah, fine, I'm a Fed. It's all good. I am actually a Fed. Like actually my brother
What?
is also one, believe it or not.
Yes, I do now.
We could wiretap Bryce. I could probably set that up.
No, not
The
here.
agencies?
That
No,
was
no, no. It's all good.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Okay.
it
All
was
right,
good.
man. Well, yeah, like this whole thing. So I don't know if I already asked you this before. When are you expecting like this whole thing? Because I feel like everyone's kind of sitting on pins and needles right now. When would you expect? It sounds like actually Bryce isn't going to make a decision till he's done playing football, and he could be playing. That sounds like they have a pretty good team, so he could be playing for a while. So do you expect, like, let's say he does end up committing to Michigan, what does that timeline look like in your eyes?
Bro, I can't call that. I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks this is going signing day. Because if I'm his agent, I'm saying take it to signing day. And I think that's how it's being played, bro. Like, and I don't mean like it's I don't mean like Michigan's being played. I'm just saying, like, when you have a client like Bryce Underwood who's at this caliber, and he's literally in his league of his own. There's no player in this class on his level in terms of demand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Bryce Underwood may get the largest NIL deal ever outside of the one Rashad got at Florida that didn't go through. He may get the largest NIL deal that's ever gotten out of recruiting. It's potentially possible. Out of high school, he's getting the largest deal. So they're going to maximize their earnings, bro. That's what I think is gonna. Now, also, let me just stress this: it's not necessarily biggest offer wins. But why would you not hear best offer before you make a decision? And I think that's going to be the approach. I can't imagine Bryce wants to or Bryce's team, and I'm assuming here, I'm just talking. I can't imagine that Bryce's team's like, well, let's just shut it down 2 weeks before signing day. Why? What's the gain? What is the gain other than us fans who want that? Right. But like for them, what's the gain? There's no gain for them to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But I know there's been some rumors. I don't know, man. If Bryce Underwood commits, wouldn't you say like almost it's a guarantee Jaden Davis would transfer? Because if he doesn't, I mean he's gonna be Bryce's I don't know, luggage carrier while he's here, probably.
I don't know if the only reason why I'm hesitant to say it's a guarantee is because, and it's one thing to say things and then actions speak another. But like when Jaden Davis was being recruited to Michigan, Underwood was in the picture, and his family, Jaden Davis's dad, said, we don't like it doesn't. We're not scared of the Underwood recruitment. Like we want to compete against the best. Now, we'll see if reality comes to fruition here. If it happens, right? So, now I'm a firm believer that Davis will not be ready by next season because that seems to be the talk out of out of Ann Arbor. So, he's probably another year away before he's ready to play serious competitive ball. Now he may play like some mop-up duty or something, or maybe get a couple games in, but I don't mean as a starter. Because I'm telling you, and I've said this, and again, this is no like shock or surprise, but like our quarterback next year is not on the roster. It's just not.
Hell, dude, I'd be fine with him getting multiple transfer quarterbacks. That quarterback room needs to be completely. Well, I mean that's obvious. We already know it needs to be completely overhauled. But I don't even know, like, besides Jaden Davis. I mean, let's assume he stays just because he's so young. But like, would any of these guys come back? You think Alex Orji probably leave? I mean, he probably leaves. Davis Warren probably transfer. I mean, the thing that's interesting about Davis Warren is he's not going to be the starter next year, but like if he continues to play and can build off of the way he looked against Oregon, which again, he was throwing some dimes, like that's not a bad thing. Like he would almost want to transfer. You know what I mean? Like he'd raise his stock.
Warren should be in demand. He's looking like a pretty quality quarterback, especially if he keeps playing the way he's playing. Last game was like it was solid against the number one team in the nation. Let's not forget this. Oregon's number one team in the nation. We put up a good game. We just unfortunately had some poor coaching decisions and a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I don't think like I legitimately think this is a year where there is not an elite team. Like last year, Michigan all around as a unit was elite at pretty much everything. except special teams almost melted down there, and punting was rough. But I don't think there's any team this year in college football. Well, maybe besides Texas, although Quinn can kind of limit them. I don't know. Some people have jumped off the Texas bandwagon a little bit. I still think they're championship potential.
They look like every other top team, beatable. There's not a team that doesn't look beatable. There's not one team this year in college football that does not look beatable.
And the thing about
weakness.
The thing about Oregon, this is the biggest reason why I don't think they're an elite team. They could win the championship, obviously. Mm-hmm. But they are masters at dominating in the stats, but not the scoreboard. Like, if you just look at statistics, they were dominating Michigan in everything. And that's happened with, obviously, lower teams earlier in the year. But, like, the touchdown they scored against Michigan, 38-17, it really was a 31-17 game. That was a garbage time touchdown. And Michigan probably should have scored on that drive where they, the famous trick play, where Kurt Campbell just pissed and shit all over himself in front of everybody and was like, hey, check this out. But, like, so it should have been a one-score game late, and that was with Oregon dominating statistics. I think that's a huge warning sign because I was looking at, like, third down conversion rate. They were dominating, like, all that stuff. To me, that says, like, the crucial plays in the red zone, Oregon just is not making those to, like, turn it into a blowout. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if there's anyone good enough to beat them, though. That's the only issue.
The next test for Oregon is going to be the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
That's when we'll find out, because it's either going to be, believe it or not, it's either going to be like Indiana or Ohio State. So,
dude, Ohio State's secondary is trash, man.
I'm rooting for Indiana.
I think Indiana's going to beat them. I think, and I actually, unfortunately, I'll get to my score prediction a little later, but, like, dude, I don't know. People are talking like, oh, Michigan may have a chance. We have talent, but we don't have depth. And that's a huge, huge issue for us.
Well, and we have gaps in the roster. I mean, it's just
massive gaps. Yeah. Our offensive line still is figuring things out. And who's to say that we don't have another, Oprah handing out gifts, in our case, turnovers, You get an interception, you get a fumble recovery and all this stuff. So I don't know, man. I think we're going to get our ass kicked. Is it at Indiana?
Yes, it's in Bloomington.
See, Indiana is like the polar opposite of coaching. They're like the polar opposite of us. They have far less, like, pure talent as far as NFL goes, but they're so buttoned up. Their coaching staff is so good, and they don't make mistakes. Like, that's a team that you do not want to fuck with. And now we're going on the road. That fan base is going to be wild.
Out for blood.
Yeah.
Out for blood. Cignetti's going to be out for blood. Cignetti's going to want to make a statement because it's a nationally televised game. This is his opportunity to let the world know that what he said in Big Ten Media Days, he meant it. And he essentially said he doesn't give a shit about Ohio State, doesn't give a shit about Michigan. He's coming to win, and he's doing it so far. We'll find out against Michigan, and then after that, they get Ohio State. So it's up to Cignetti to keep doing what he's doing, but he is doing it so far.
Well, yeah, and if he gets the support, some more resources and whatnot, who's to say that he couldn't get some talent in there and start?
Because they do. Their NIL is it's functional, and we had Jeffrey on from Indiana at the Voice of College Football on Tuesday, and he brought up a really good point. Indiana has the 20th largest alumni base in America. So you better believe if you get a motivated fan base and they start realizing it's big boy football, and if Cignetti really does want to do something special, he probably does have the support if he builds it. He's got to build it, though. 1 year won't do it. It's going to need to be more than 1 year in terms of, like, collective structure, and not only that, just the donors becoming used. You have to, one thing that Michigan had to go through was educating the donors in terms of, like, we're good, like, it's okay to do now. Let's get there. Dusty May was a big help in that. Obviously, Jared Wagner and Ward Manuel, believe it or not, has really stepped up in that regard. Especially this year.
Well, I just yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do moving forward. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Indiana beat almost anybody in the country. I mean, I think they could. Although I will say there is a chance. Like when you look at the offenses they've played, like they've had a pretty easy schedule. There is a small chance that there's a limit. Sometimes you get a team that's really well coached, but then they go up against like a juggernaut, like a Georgia, like a Texas, and they just get their doors blown off because they just don't have the talent. But with the transfer portal, those teams don't have the depth that they used to. Indiana's basically like what, James Madison 2.0 with all the transfers they got. So they got tons of experience.
30 plus transfers, and seeing that he's freaking doing it, man. It's wild.
Dude, I'm gassing up Indiana. They're undefeated. It's Indiana.
They look good,
what are you talking about?
They look good.
You son of a bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
They look fucking good, bro. For real.
Yeah, but like I said, they've played a fairly weak schedule though. So like there's a chance that
fluke. Here's the thing.
No. I won't say a fluke. I'll say there's like a breaking point. Actually, Josh Pates brought this up. There's like, in order to be competitive with teams that are uber talented like Georgia and Texas, you got to reach that freezing point. There's like a threshold to even be competitive, regardless of how well coached you are and everything. Well, it was kind of similar with I was going to say TCU, Georgia, but TCU was winning really close games. So, and Indiana's blowing people out. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do know that Indiana, as far as like offenses go, they haven't played like a high-powered offense. And I'm not saying we have a high-powered offense.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Can Indiana deal with Colson Loveland? Maybe not. Maybe not. So.
Yeah, we'll find out, man. I mean, it'll be interesting. So, what's your score prediction for the weekend, Nick?
Score prediction. Oh, first, real quick. I've been hearing some smoke. Derek Meadows, that might not be. I've heard it's probably a package deal, but it might not be. Like Michigan's not treat. Oh, it is for sure.
From what I've heard, it is, but we'll see. I mean, you talking about that LSU insider today?
No. I either heard this from Isaiah or Sam Webb or something. I can't remember. This was a couple days ago. It was kind of brought up pretty quickly.
Yeah, there was an LSU guy or an On3 analyst who was talking about Meadows, and he feels it's looking Notre Dame or Michigan, not LSU, which is very interesting because Underwood has a relationship with Meadows, and if Meadows doesn't go in LSU, that can only help Michigan. Period.
Okay.
So that's the highest ranked wide receiver in their class. So very interesting. We'll see what happens there, man. But,
and it sounds like we may have Owusu Boateng wrapped up or close.
It looks good.
Close.
It looks good. I would score number one in my opinion.
All right.
A lot of people have that opinion. I'm not the only one, but it looks good.
He would turn out to be what we thought Jayshon Barham would have become.
Jayshon's playing real well though.
No, he's playing better. I'm not shitting on him, but like he's better than Devin Bush. Like that, wasn't Devin Bush drafted? He was drafted in the first round, but I think he was drafted like top 10 pick.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So we'll see. Does Jayshon have another year, by the way?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe he takes that next step. But as far as the score prediction goes, oh shit, dude. I really have no idea. I could see all four scenarios. Well, except for Michigan blowing them out. So I could see 3 out of the 4.
Okay.
Oh shit! Do you want the homer pick or do you want
I want the honest, no bullshit pick? We don't fuck with the homer shit. Just be real, bro. What is your heart telling you?
Well, I think we're gonna see Indiana do some. I think they got some stuff up their sleeve that they haven't shown on film. So we're probably gonna see some trick plays that are gonna hurt a lot. A kick to the groin. I guess is what I'm expecting this Saturday. So unfortunately, I'll go Indiana 38, Michigan 24.
Okay, that's better than the other prediction was like 40-14. So we'll see. Hopefully, hear you on the post game, man. We'll figure it out. Hey, maybe Michigan comes away with a victory and we're celebrating, man.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Oh, by the way, final thought: James
Yep.
Franklin, biggest
Oh.
pussy in the sport. Biggest pussy in the sport.
Bigger than Ryan Day, bro.
Ryan Day is just a fraud all around. I cannot.
I would label Franklin the fraud and Ryan Day more of the soft ass pussy, but I mean, that's just me though. And
That's
if any
fair.
families or any women or children are watching, I apologize.
Honestly, well, they need to hear it too because it's the truth. But like, it's time to not sugarcoat kids anymore. Kids are too soft these days. It's time to. They need to hear the truth. But like, dude, James Franklin, I'll just say, he takes himself way too fucking seriously, and that's what pisses me off the most. You see it every time he's on camera. Yeah. And what is his record now, by the way?
Against what, top 10 teams or whatever?
Yeah, it's like 1 in.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know. It's awful. I don't know what it is, but it's awful.
All right. Well, that's all I got to say, man. So thanks for taking my call.
All right, Nick. Thanks for calling in, man. Go Blue.
Peace.
We got some super chats here. Our boy Adam, who is our Rutgers guy for the Voice of College Football, Adam Lamparello. He is the voice of the Rutgers channel for the Voice of College Football. He goes $20 super chat. By the way, thank you, Adam. We appreciate it. We really do, man. Thank you, Adam. Michigan needs a trio of elite running backs and wideouts. I ate dinner at the Davis Warren Cafe tonight. The food was delicious. And for those who don't know or who is new, Adam Lamparello is the leader of the Davis Warren fan club. He's been on it since week 1, really. I mean, he told us he'd call in. He would say, don't bench Davis Warren, ride it out. He's the answer. He's your best quarterback. Stick with him. Now, I agree that Davis Warren is our best quarterback. Where me and Adam may disagree is there's a part of me that feels like Davis Warren sitting was good for Davis Warren. Now, unfortunately, we took some L's, right, in the process. But I think Davis Warren is a better quarterback since losing his job and looking in the mirror and getting his shit together. So Davis Warren, to me, looks like a far stronger player. But Adam Lamparello believes in not, sticking with your guy all the way through. We also have Detective Loki with another gifted membership. He's given, like, I don't even know, 8, 9, 10, who knows. Thank you, Detective Loki. We appreciate it. And then my guy, Fuck Ohio, $2 super chat. TJ, what's the collective stuff you can't say publicly? Yeah. About that. Scumbag Steve, shout out to my guy, F Ohio. Scumbag Steve, $5, gifted 5 more memberships. Everybody's getting memberships tonight. Hey, and anyone new, enjoy your cheeseburger emojis, your crying Ryans, and the hammers. Let the Buckeyes know. We have a couple Buckeyes in the chat, but they're good people. Doreen, shout out Doreen. Shout out my guy, Philip. My guy Philip's in the chat. Shout out to him too. We appreciate you guys. And we're going to get to our next call. Actually, let me update. Actually, I'll get to our next call. So my guy, Dre, what up, man? You're up next. What's up, my guy? Oh, you're muted, my friend. You're muted.
Appreciate you for having me on. Thank you, TJ.
Yeah, what up, man?
What's good, man? I was just coming on here, man, to invite you to the campaign. We trying to promote the Keep Rice at Home campaign.
Oh, shit.
From a member of Hellgate, my homeboy, the founder, John. We started this Hellgate thing a long time ago. We've been doing it probably over 10 years now. We have a spot on a golf course right in front of the M's for everybody that don't have a place to come tailgate. When y'all come to Michigan, y'all come check us out. We're a large group in on Facebook, and just one day he decided that since Carter decommitted, we was gonna try to go all in and do what we could to bring Bryce to the crib or keep Bryce at the crib, and it's just been growing ever since. So,
you guys got a Twitter or what's up with that?
No, it's no Twitter, it's just a Facebook group right now.
Okay. Shoot, man, I'm trying to figure out how I can get you in my contacts.
I just on Twitter, I just friended you. I'll shoot you a DM when we get off. But yeah, you come on out too, man. I'm a big fan, so come on out, man.
Sure, appreciate it, dude. Yeah, man. So it's tomorrow night, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all going to the Bellevue game. We tried to buy as many tickets as we can and sell it out to just have Michigan in the crowd, but
Yeah.
you know how that go.
Well, I mean, so how? Well, I mean, what can you share? I mean, do we have a large amount? I mean, are you expecting?
Yeah. We got over 75 people so far
Oh my man.
and counting.
Yeah.
We still trying to get more tickets.
Okay. Are they not letting you guys buy more? Oh man. Damn it. I want to hear it. Oh, we lost you, Dre. Oh, bummer, bro. All right. Let me update the banner here. Let's give you an opportunity to come back. Okay, so we're down to $9.
My fault. I lost connection. I'm sorry.
You're good, bro. You're back now. So, were you able to get more tickets, or like you said you had 75? Are you guys able to get more? You guys get
I
them,
think we have like 70. Yeah, it was working. We was working with Bellevue to see if we can get more tickets. I don't know. I had to talk to John today about it, but as of right now, we got like 75 more. But they already bought tickets before we bought tickets because we was buying tickets and just giving it away to people to come. We were trying to buy as many tickets as we can and give them out for free. They sold out so quick, and a lot of people that's in our group already the movement and bought tickets. It's more than 75 people. It's just 75 tickets that we had.
Definitely, man. All right, for sure, bro. All right, well, appreciate it, man. Did you want to talk about? Did you want to hit on anything else regarding Michigan, or did you just want to come on and promote it, or? I think we lost you, Dre.
I got a question for you though. Am I back? It's all good. It's all good.
Dre, we're losing you, brother. We're losing you, man. I appreciate you though. Shout out to Dre. Everyone knows we got the Hailgate doing the damn thing for tomorrow. Shout out to them, man, for doing what they can to make a difference. So I respect that. And we'll support them. Obviously get at me, Dre. We appreciate you for calling in, bro. Shout out to Scumbag Steve here with the gifted 5 memberships to everybody. We're down to $9 for the second hour. We do have we have 3 more callers. We're gonna take these 3 callers regardless. We got my man Cam here next. What's good, Cam? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's good, TJ? Thanks for having me, man.
No, thanks for calling in, bro.
Yep. Um, it's been a long season, and it's been glaring at times, how we played and how the coaches look, all in general. So it's like we had almost 2 parts, 2.5 parts of the season. Beginning of the season, we was told that we're gonna smash, we're gonna be tough, we're gonna still have the MO.
Mm-hmm.
Then, okay, first game, okay, people gelling. I think everybody got real upset because of the Texas game and how it played and how we look. Then the third game, nothing changed. Fourth game, nothing changed. So we kind of upset because there's no growth until the ninth game of the season that we had. And I think that's why we built out of shape. And I hear Carlos like, well, this is his first head coaching job. Okay, this is first coordinator job. But people got to understand they've been here for the past how many years?
Yeah, I mean, Sharon's been here since what, 2016, and then Kirk got here 2 years ago. I mean, no, I mean, the only I guess argument I can make to give them a benefit of the doubt is they didn't get a full off season, so they didn't get to fill the roster with the necessary players to at least make the team competitive. Although when you look at Indiana, you go, what's the excuse thing? Because we're more talented than Indiana. I mean, the reality, we have an inexperienced coaching staff, Marmar. I mean, it's just, or I'm sorry, I called you Marmar. Cam.
Don't worry about it.
No, I was reading the chat. That's why his name was on my mind. But fucking, it is what it is. Like, let's be real though. Let's just keep it real. It's not good enough. and
It's
they're not
that there you
performing well.
go.
And some of these dudes got to go. I mean, that's just
There
what it
you
is.
go.
And Sharon's got to make some tough ass decisions, and he will. I mean, it's already being talked about right now. Um, and I'll tell you what, the confidence that Sharon has. I don't know if anyone saw his comment or his video interview he did, and I know he showed it, and he showed it in August too when talking about the team. But his confidence, and he was asked, I think it was by Brad Galley, he says, "Are you confident you'll have a quarterback for 2025 or something along those lines, or you'll get a quarterback in the 2025 class?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm real confident," because he is, and because, quite honestly, the collectives are not going to let Michigan down. They're not, and he knows it. I mean, it's becoming very evident. By the way, I'm sure the fans are feeling very confident in that way as well.
And my thing is, it shouldn't have to be like that for next year of all the talent we have. It ain't about the not coaching. It's about in-game decisions. That's what we really mad about. Where there's in-game decisions, we
Yeah.
see it and they don't see it. That's the problem with Wink and Kurt. That's it. That's all. Because if they have in-game decisions, TJ, our record would be better than what it is right now.
7-2. Be 7-2.
We'd be
That's
7-2.
We'd be 7-2. We should have beat Washington. We should have beat Illinois, Oregon, and Texas. I'll say all right. No, let's say no. Even though I think with a strong coaching staff, you could have beat Oregon. I do think it's possible, but we'll say 7-2 just to keep it real.
Yeah. So it's not they're not coaching. It's the in-game decisions, not knowing the pieces they have on the field. That's what I think it is. They're not knowing the pieces they had it again on the field, and I think is at times they go clueless in games. I'm just being honest because 1 minute you can do something good for a quarter and a half. The next minute it's like they brain go blank in the game decisions.
Right. There's no consistency. Like right. There's moments of encouragement, and then they go back to their same shit. Like Wink will do some wild ass blitz. Um, and Detective Loki with another $5 super chat. So we have unlocked the second hour. Shout out Detective Loki. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, and then Kirk Campbell he'll get real creative. He'll put guys in motion, and the offense will start looking good. Look like it's in momentum, and then they'll make
Hmm.
these wild ass decisions like against Oregon, where they're putting Orgy in, and it's killing momentum. It's making it third and long. They just
And
don't
then,
have a feel for the game, bro. They just don't.
and that's the thing. It ain't about because I was killing them and this and that, and then the Oregon game changed my mind. How they played against Oregon, and it changed my mind. It's like, dude, if they'd have did that consistency through the whole season, not wait until game 9 or game 8
Mhm.
to do better decisions at time, it'd have been a lot better. So I would not be shocked if both of them stayed for another year.
Who?
Kurt and Wink. I
Oh,
wouldn't be shocked.
I don't think. No, no. I would be. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked. Wink, I think is staying. Kirk, I don't think is staying.
So if that mean he would he take go back to his other position that he had last year of
That's to be determined. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I'd be okay with it if he did. Because he's a good recruiter, and he does seem to be a solid quarterbacks coach. But yeah, I don't. He's definitely not a coordinator. He's not ready, at least.
yeah, he's not ready. And don't Indiana remind you of Michigan State years back? Not as personnel wise, but as
I mean,
the
well, like I mean, to be honest, they kind of remind me of like a Michigan Light.
yeah, but as the remember the first year coach at Michigan State. What was his
Wait,
name?
you talking about D'Antonio or Jonathan?
Uh the one that
Oh,
beat
you
us and
talking? Oh, Mel
yeah,
Tucker.
yeah.
Hmm.
Remember what he did the first year he was there when he grabbed all them transfer porter kids and they went 10-2.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
that
don't know. I think Indiana's more polished.
Yeah, yeah, they polished, but the season that Michigan State had with all the transfer in portals, that's what Indiana remind me of. Not the collector of the team, it's just the people that's coming in. Because Michigan State had what, like 22, 23, like that year with Mel Tucker of the Porter
Um,
kids coming in. It was like his whole team was portal.
yeah, I mean, was that, you talking about the year with Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, with Kenneth Walker. Yep, there you
I
go.
think that was the 21 year, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that was the only game that we lost that's in the
Yeah,
three
I know.
years.
And it was because of that fumble, right?
Because of that fumble. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the mindset that Michigan State had. I see that in Indiana. Also in Indiana, people got to understand they haven't been tested yet, and this going on. How
True.
many?
Well, here's the thing though, Cam. They whooped Washington's ass, and Washington beat us.
Yes, and they dominate. They dominate every team that they played.
Right. That's why it
Indiana
looks
is for
impressive.
real.
Right. I agree. That's why I want to see one how they do against us, and then Ohio State. I want to see what they do. It'll be a good. It'll be. We'll learn a lot the next 2 weeks with Indiana.
Yeah, they locked. They are locked for playoff. They are locked.
I don't know if they. I don't think they're a lock because I think people look at the schedule like you and I do, and everyone else. If they lose to Michigan and Ohio State, they're not a lock. If they just lose to Ohio State, they're probably a lock.
Yeah,
I can't
because
see an 11-1 team not making it.
even the 10-2 team on the because everybody down on us, but it gave me satisfaction of the game with Oregon. The last drive, he was trying to score. He didn't
Yeah.
want it a 14-point game. He wanted to make it 21. So that gave me some optimism of this game coming up. So I hope that we can beat Indiana, but man, Indiana for real. I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, I mean, to be honest, though, we're gonna get a really good. We're gonna get some more reality on what is this coaching staff. What is Davis Warren? Every week we're learning more because Sharon Moore, it's his first year, right? So we don't have this
Yeah.
same, what is he? Is he able to rally the troops? Is the team going to play stronger as the season progresses? It looked that way against Oregon. I mean, I thought he actually,
Hmm.
I mean, all things considering, that's the number one team in the nation. We actually put up a good fight. We actually really did. There's just some mistakes that could have been avoided, coaching error and tactical error in terms of like fake plays and stuff. But
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Go on.
it's we'll win against a team at the time didn't have that many flaws. And that's all it is. The Texas game didn't have that many flaws. Oregon game did not have that many flaws. But every other team had flaws just like us. We just made too many in the game. I'm gonna just put it like that. So now we finna meet a team right now, as we've been looking on eye candy, don't have that many flaws. And we have a lot. So can we make them have more flaws what they used to in the game? That's all it is. So TJ, the score, I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
two scores. I'm gonna give you the
All right.
Michigan score of me, a Michigan fan, and the score of reality score. The reality score, I can see again 31-10 or 31-17. Michigan fan, what I want to see, if we hold teams to under 24 points, we are going to win the game. Pure point blank. If they score more than that, it's going to be hard for us this season of what we looking at. It's going to be hard for us to stop them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you do, where I do think there's a path to victory for Michigan, but I think Indiana's real. So we'll see. I think my prediction was what 31-14. So
Yep, there you
you,
go.
we'll see, Cam. We'll see. We'll
Yep.
see if the boys can do it, man.
All
Thanks for
right,
calling in,
man.
Wolverine.
I appreciate it, TJ.
Appreciate you, man.
Man, Keith Bryce at home. I love that campaign. I wish I
Yeah, yeah,
lived in Michigan. I
bro.
would have
I
been
wish
going
we
to that game.
I'm bummed out I didn't know about it sooner because I would have been repping that shit, bro.
They
Like
should
we would
make a
have been, I
t-shirt.
would have been sharing that all over our shows, bro. I wish
Yeah,
I
they
knew about.
should.
I just found out about it because of Sam today.
Yep. So man, I wish I was living in Michigan right now because I would have went to that game.
Yeah.
I'd have
Well, it's
had a
tomorrow.
t-shirt. I'd have went to that game.
I'm gonna have to make an appearance, bro. We'll see though. I got
Yep.
a guy hit me up. We'll see what's up. But all right, Cam. Shout out to you, man. Go blue, my
All
friend.
right, sorry to you. Go blue.
Oh shit. All right, Keith's next. He already. I just brought him up on accident. Detective Loki, man. I don't even know how many memberships you gave out tonight, but we greatly appreciate it. Everybody, Scumbag Steve, everybody who contributed to the show tonight. Appreciate all of you, man. We have 3 more callers. We have 45 minutes, and then we are going to call tonight at the 2-hour mark. So I want to give everyone a shout out for sticking with us. We got Keith Rebar, my guy Kinetic from the Maze Madman show with him, and my guy 3M, as well as the Maniac, and then obviously our closer. Our closer he's in the dugout, or he's in the bullpen getting warmed up. You all know our closer. You might not know right now, but you do know. Shout out to Keith. What's up, man?
Hey, TJ, how's it going?
It's going good, man. I mean, it's not too bad. Crazy week, I'll say that. Crazy week.
Yeah. Did you see that Wolverines wire link before I sent it to you on X?
Yeah, so I remember you sent me it, so I know I saw it. Remind me though, because I've been sent a lot, Keith.
It had all those visitors that one weekend, and there was like 15.
The pictures you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we got to give more an off season because Harbaugh really did not build a recruiting department at all.
You're right.
I think he relied on his name to be able to attract candidates rather than a machine, and more put the machine, and it seems to be doing the job.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the offseason. I can't stress it enough. I really believe in what they're doing. And they are very focused, structured, and organized, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. It's one of the that's why I'm gonna be honest, this season's not even bumming me out. I'm not even bummed out because I know that this is no one finds this acceptable. Not the administration, not the athletic department, not the regents, not the coaches. The players cannot be happy. Our fan base is not happy. No one's okay with it. But we all understand it was a quick turnaround, and it is what it is. Now you gotta make the right decisions this offseason. You gotta go all in. But on top of that, financially, we can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. There is not a single program out there that has more firepower than we do. Period. There's not. So, and I know if anyone watched Sam's dropping dimes segment he did with our boy DG and Horton, he literally said, we've all been talking about this. Obviously, our show's talked about the firepower of Michigan, but he literally said, to quote Sam, Michigan will not be out NIL. It will not happen. So, yeah, I'm very optimistic for this offseason.
Yeah. As for Bryce Underwood, I'm right in line with you. I've been thinking that for the past few weeks, is that nothing really matters until National Signing Day. Because even if we do swing Underwood, there's no guarantee that he won't swing back to somebody else, or a Texas A&M or a UCLA that threw tons of money at him. There, until National Signing Day, you don't even get that, and then he can even be swung after that these days.
I feel like the deal that's going to be signed will not be swinging him anywhere. Plus, the deals it's not like he does. Let me just put it this way: if he doesn't stay, he's not getting his money. So, it's going to be over years. It's going to be like a 3-year deal. So, I don't feel like he's going to leave. I feel like if he comes here, they're really going to build the program around him. So, which I know that's kind of crazy.
But say we give him $9 million over 3 years.
Okay.
Who's to say Texas A&M's not going to give him $12 million over 3 years? 3 months from now.
One, I don't feel like Michigan's going to let that happen. But two, I mean, listen, I'm gonna say, Keith, it's a fair question you're asking because these things do happen, right?
Right.
But I don't think it's a realistic scenario. I just don't. I don't think you're going to offer. I don't think Bryce would take this deal that's being offered by Michigan, which is a very large NIL deal, and then just leave. I just don't see it happen. And plus, like, his family is taking this process too serious to be wishy-washy. I feel like once they make a decision, they're going to be, fully locked in. Now I am assuming I am, but it just the way it seems to be, it just the approach they're like his family come in the last 2 weeks. They weren't coming because they're taking this lightly. They're taking this extremely serious, which I mean we would all expect, but like these are business trips. These are not fun just night days at the game. That's not no. These are they're it's being handled very professionally. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, the one thing you got to remember about his parents, they'd like to see their baby play closer so he can go to his games more.
It's definitely a pull. It's definitely a pull for sure.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. It helps value. And then like our boys, like shout out to Dre and them for doing the Hailgate. Like that's good. That's showing the strength of the fan base and that they're willing to support them. And that, in my opinion, that's only a net positive. So, listen, our fan base is passionate and committed. So I mean, I just I think he'll see it. I think he'll see it, but it really comes down to this weekend. It really does come down to this weekend. Like we'll see what LSU is able to do. We're all in wait and see mode. That's just what it is.
Yeah. As for the coordinators, I kind of agree with C. I think we need to see what they can both do. I'm seeing improvement in both the offense and the defense through the season. I'm also seeing 2 of our 4 losses happen to be against the number 1 teams in the nation.
I mean, yes, that's true.
And so if they're improving and C, I forget what his name was. It just came up C on the screen. Like C said, why did they wait to the 9th game? Well, that's the nature of football, is that when you don't have an experienced staff coming back, a la the 22 and 23 Harbaugh staffs, you don't have that experienced staff coming back. It takes a while for you to hit midseason form. And you definitely finish stronger than you start. A lot of good teams do.
And that's how it should be, right? We should see the team progressing as the season going along. I mean, you are seeing Ernest Hausman and Jay Sean Barnum improving, but you are also seeing regression with Khalil Mullins. The offensive line seems to not be able to do good, create good running lanes, and the defensive backs, like Makari Page. So there you see some progression, like Davis Warren, another one who seems to be improving, right?
Right.
Colson Loveland's getting stronger as the year goes on, which we would expect. But Josiah Stewart looks like a damn animal out there. He's just killing it. But at the same time, like you have some areas that look like there's improvement, some areas where it looks like there's a regression. I do think the team is better than it was week 1, but again, like I mean, where I'm at, Keith, is we have a coaching problem that needs to be fixed. We have a talent issue that needs to be filled, and I fully anticipate Michigan to go all in on that.
Yeah, I'm just not giving up on this coaching staff yet. As long as they keep getting better, I'm just not giving up on them yet.
So you don't think there's any position coaches or coordinators we should move on from?
Maybe Bellamy.
Okay.
But I can't think of any others that have not shown progress. Now, I like Minter's style of defense much better than I like Martindale's. Minter ran a basic defense.
Uh-huh.
But it demanded tough, disciplined play from every position,
Yeah.
and worked with a simpler scheme. Martindale has more of a finesse defense where everybody's got some complex assignments to remember, and if one player misses one or two a play or a drive, it sometimes make it easy to go down the field. Minter was much harder to get down the field on than this defense is. So is there room for improvement in Martindale's position? Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, what you're essentially saying is the margin for error is far less with Wink Martindale versus Minter's defense. And I would agree with that, because the reason why is because Martindale puts his guys on islands and he exposes his defensive backs with his rushes and his front seven schemes. So I think because of Wink's contract, quite honestly, he'll be back. But I do anticipate other changes elsewhere. We're just going to find out, but I mean, I'm not sold on Martindale. I'm just, we'll see. I mean, he's shown flashes though, like the USC game, he called a really good game. There was moments in the Oregon game where he called some solid drives, but he just goes back to his old tendencies too much and he gets exposed. And it's not for a lack of talent. We've talked about this. He's got potentially 4 first rounders on that defense between Graham, Stewart, and Will Johnson, although Will Johnson's been injured, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's, to be honest, he's doing a lot less with a lot of talent. Like, to have your defensive back or your passing defense be ranked in the 120s with this much talent is nuts. It's nuts.
Yes, I think if we had Minter with this defense, we would have only had 1 or 2 losses max. I wouldn't be surprised if undefeated if we had Minter as defensive coordinator.
I don't know about undefeated because we have a quarterback and wide receiver issue, but definitely 7-2. Definitely 7-2.
Yeah, it's just if the defense is so dominant, how many points do you need to win is my point.
Well, I mean, but okay. I mean, but all right. So to play devil's advocate, and then I want to get your score prediction, Keith. But we weren't scoring a lot, and our offense was very stagnant, and our defense was actually scoring for us. Like we don't beat USC without the Will Johnson pick 6.
Oh yeah.
But all right, Keith. Let me get your score prediction this weekend. What is going to happen? Michigan, Indiana, and Bloomington. Let me know.
All right, I'm going to start it with a little bit of a lead-in. I see Indiana as a Cincinnati in 21 or a TCU in 22 kind of team. I think they're really good through the season, but when they run up against a really good team, they're going to falter. And I believe Michigan has a chance to do this today. Everybody is predicting Michigan blown out. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying 40 points. When's the last team that got 40 points against Michigan?
I don't know. Who was the last team? Who?
I think it was Wisconsin in
2020.
20. No. Yeah, 20. Yeah.
Okay.
But Michigan doesn't give up 40 points on defense. That's just it's not in our blood. So I'm gonna say that Michigan has a good chance to win outright. I said that in one of the chat threads in one of the programs, and it got some attention. Everybody thought my team was having a bad year, and I put in there Michigan, and they thought that was funny. And but I think we can win outright, and I think it'd be a score something like 27-17.
Yeah, I hope so, Keith, because we'll be. I would love to beat Indiana. That'd be a good show this weekend. I would love it, man. So thanks, Keith, for calling in. Hopefully, we hear from you in the post game. Hopefully, for a victory. Okay.
Just remember, I was right on the opponent's score 2 games in a row. Both times I got the opponent's score right, but I missed the Michigan score. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we get the victory this weekend, Keith. Thank you. Go Blue, man.
Go Blue.
All right. We got I'm actually gonna bring two callers on at the same time. I got Kinetic and B-Dub, and then I got Brad and Bruce. They're gonna close out the show. Brad and Bruce will close out the show. I'll take them one by one. But I'm gonna get to Kinetic and B-Dub so we can move the callers. Kinetic, what's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, B-Dub? What's up,
What's
bro?
up?
What beat up?
What up?
Hey,
Real quick. No, I want to show you something first.
I saw
you
you
see
were gonna do
this?
some. Yeah, let's
See this?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
Let's fuck it up.
this is Kirk Campbell. Okay, get out of here! Get
Yeah.
out of here!
Yeah, I think a lot of the fan base wants to punt him to the moon too.
Can't
So TJ,
stand
earlier
this
you
guy.
said you think that Campbell's out of here and Wink's staying. Do you think Campbell's gone or being demoted?
I don't know. I can't call it, man. It just depends if I don't know, because it just depends if Kirk Campbell's comfortable, and if Sharon wants to keep him with the program. I mean, you would think he would, because he's such a strong quarterback. I mean, he got Brady Hart, he got Jaden Davis. He's done a great job with Underwood. You would think so, but I don't know. I don't know what they're planning. Like, I don't like the only thing
Yeah.
I can assume the
It's
coaches
weird.
are going to move on from, because I feel strongly about it. And actually, what I need to do is, like, even though we just did our who stays, who goes segment, I need to like write it down, and then we need to like see my accuracy this offseason. Plus, we need to do
I
that
agree.
show. We need to do that show where we all like. I think we should link up on the shows with Johnny, Amazing Madman show, and our show, where we do like end of season predictions and see if they what type of accuracy we have for the offseason.
I actually, at some point when you got some free time, I got a few things along those lines that I want to talk to you about.
Just DM me, bro. We'll talk.
I got you.
All right. Yeah.
What you got going,
So what up,
B-Dub?
boys? What else you guys got?
No, I was thinking about that too, though, about the whole coordinator thing and how like awkward that must be, especially around this time, of recruiting these top tier players, and like how awkward that must be for either. Let's just be honest, with Wink and Kirk, to
It can't be easy, bro. It can't, like,
it's got to be weird. It's got to be like even someone asked Wink questions, right? He asked them questions about what do you think about what you should get in the transfer portal, bro. His ass ain't gonna be there. Same thing with Kirk, man.
I think he's going to still be there. I don't think he's leaving this year.
yeah, I think he will be there. But hey, Kinetic, host the show. I'll be right back. It's your show, Kinetic. Run. I'll be right back.
God, dude, no, I mean, I don't think that Wink is gone this year. I've said it before. I think it's a moot point with him. He was brought in for consistency, to be a bridge to the next guy, to be able to keep running the amoeba defense. And I don't see them getting rid of him until someone's ready, or if they got another guy lined up. I think that we're at least a year away from someone like Lamar Morgan being ready for a promotion. So unless we're going to bring in somebody like Klink
you talked about that, didn't you? You talked about Lamar, and I don't know how you could say that with a straight face. How could how could you say that about Lamar?
So from everything that I've seen, Lamar's doing fine with his job, and he's killing it on recruiting. The issues that we're seeing on the field, on the back end with the DBs, I think, is coming more from the complexity of Wink's version of the scheme, and not from Lamar Morgan himself.
That's what you think. I think at the same time it's both. I think both are on the hot seat. My thing is this. I mean, obviously Lamar's going to get another year, right? Because he obviously does very good recruiting. Okay. Now, and I'm all for Wink, being a DC and shit like that. But as the season progresses more and more, I'm just, it's like it's always 50-50, right? Or it's like, I was saying 30-30-30. It's players, it's coaches, it's the D coordinator. But now you're starting to, I feel like it's just like, whose fault is it? Is it Wink's calls that he's calling, or is the execution not getting made, or is the coaches not doing their job to make the players execute it properly? So, at some point,
the majority of that falls on the complexity of the system and the play calling from Wink trying to adapt to the college game. I don't think that what we've seen on the field falls on Morgan. Plus, I think that to some extent, the idea was to bring Morgan in and see what he can do long term, because he was the one that was recommended by Jesse Minter when Coach Moore took the job.
Yeah, I don't.
And
I just don't. I just
I think
don't see it.
if he was eventually elevated up, I think because his first experience in that defense as a coach was with Jesse and not with Wink, I think that his version of it would look a lot closer to Jesse's version than it would to Wink's version. But I'm not
I don't
saying he's
know.
the only option. I mean, TJ and I have talked about other options before. I just think that was the plan long term. I think Wink was always just a bridge to a 2 to 3 year bridge at max to get to the next guy.
I agree with that. I don't think Wink is supposed to be here forever. I definitely agree with that. I think he wants to get back to the pros, and that's fine. I would rather have clean scale honestly back.
And that's something else that we've talked about is the possibility of going to Clink and bringing him back.
Yeah,
but I haven't heard anything about it.
It's just very. It's it's just in the first half of the season. So at this point, it's just so rough. You see them trying to play zone, and it's one thing if in the Oregon game where you clearly are just getting beaten man. That's one thing. Okay, that's just that he got beat. It is what it is, right? But when you're trying to play zone and there's just a lot of miscommunication, and Hill and not so much Barry. Barry's just getting beat straight up. Obviously, he played a lot better this game in Oregon, quite honestly. But mainly a Hill thing, I felt like, and I was very, and even Brown, like you said, DB Brown. I mean, he's probably got to go too, because it's like
I think DB Brown's got to go.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's going to have one of the best punters in the country regress this hard under your watch.
And special teams are terrible. It's terrible. And safeties, safeties
and safeties really, right? Like I just don't understand. It's okay. So let's just go with this. Safeties sometimes look bad. The cornerbacks sometimes look bad. So that's my thing. Is like I don't say, oh, Lamar's definitely next in line. I would say, well, no, you got to prove to me, come here too, bro, with some talent that you got, that you know what you're doing, that you're coaching your guys. If your guys improve and look better going into next year, then I will give Lamar a little bit more leeway. And right now, he has a very short leash personally with me, because I just don't see it. I see spurts of it. It's not consistent. Now you could say it's
he's
call.
He's building one of the best defensive backfields in the country right now.
Yeah, he's going to get another year.
I know. From the recruiting side, I get that. I'm worried about the coaching.
That year in and year out, I'm all for giving him the time he needs to get there.
But all right, who's to say? Hold up, who is to say that Wink Martindale is not more of the cause to the secondary issues than a Lamar Morgan?
That was what I said when he originally mentioned it.
Yeah, so because you see progression in Jair Hill, right? You see development, right? So
yeah.
I'm not so sure that Lamar's the issue. I think it could be the scheme right now, the way they're running the back end of this defense and exposing their guys. Like, I think it's a vulnerable defense, and I think I don't know if that's Lamar's. Because Lamar comes from the philosophy that Jesse Minter had, and we're not running that defense.
Okay,
my initial thought, if you didn't hear it, TJ, when you were away, when he asked the question or when he brought up Wink's deficiencies there, my initial answer was that I think that the problems we see on the field are mostly, large majority, because of the complexity of Wink's system and his slow adaptation to calling plays at the college level, more so than it is on Lamar Morgan.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's some a few times where, or not, more than a handful of times where either Hill will play very close, very handsy to the receiver, or press coverage is what I'm trying to say. In situations where it's first and 10, second and 10, it's long, right? That was in the beginning of the season. I think he's gotten a little better as the season progressed. So I do see that aspect of the coaching working, like, hey, back up, play technique, play better technique here and there. So I do see it somewhat progressing, but
Well, but also look at the talent he's working with right now. I'm not saying we don't have some good guys, but we also have a big drop off after those top guys.
No, that's true. I mean, that is true. And sadly, I do understand that. Obviously, we're just pointing fingers at this point, but obviously with Barry, right? Barry has looked okay at best, I would say, and it doesn't help that he's filling massive shoes for a guy who not only. Now, if you think about that, think of a massive void that was. If you think about it, a guy who played the slot corner who also made the calls, right, at the line as well for the secondary. I mean, that's great. That's not very normal. I would assume that's a safety's call.
And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the plan was originally for Zeke Berry to take that spot. That would have been probably Waller's spot if he hadn't went to Kentucky, right?
No, I thought it was McBurrows. I thought McBurrows honestly was help next. I thought he played a little bit last year, but I didn't think it was going to be Waller. No, but nonetheless, I mean we're in it now, so it's just good.
But as far as like the other side with Kirk Campbell, I go back and forth. Like I would be okay with them getting rid of him, but I feel like something about it makes me feel like it's more likely that they at least approach him first about just going back to QB coach or co-OC, but not being the play caller.
Yeah. Possibly.
Right, boys,
if we don't get Joe Sloan.
Timeout. I want to give a shout out to Nick for the super chat, $2 super chat, and then we got to get to our next callers here. But Prime $2 super chat from Nick. Prime Jake Dalholm easily better than Jared Goff. Shut the fuck up. You liar! Don't you lie. Jared Goff.
I would say early career of Jared Goff, yes, but the last few years, no. Jake Dalholm was never on that level.
Jared Goff's on some legend MVP level shit right now. Nick again. I hope Michigan's hauling in truckloads of coke like Pennsylvania hauls in truckloads of ballots. Jesus, Nick, what are you doing?
Oh my God, what are we doing? I'm all for
Nick,
the coke.
what are you doing,
I'm all
Nick?
for the coke.
I'm telling you,
are you going to the Hail thing?
You just can't take the kid anywhere, He's always got to stir up some shit. But I want to also give a shout out here. This is Hail Tailgate, the nation's biggest and best tailgate. Heads to Belleville, Michigan, to bring home one of the greatest wins this season for immediate release. Here's the contact information if anyone's interested. Here's the website, hailgate82.com. Essentially, man, these guys are putting in some serious effort to try and make some form of impact, some form of, more than just sitting on our asses. They're actually doing something. So shout out to them.
So that we're all trying to do this so late. I mean, I wish we could have
Why? I know. I wish. I know. Dude, if this was like a thing like a month ago, bro, this would have been. And we went to all of his games. This is a great idea. This is a great idea. I wish this was.
If I lived closer, I would. I'm like 2 hours away. If I lived closer, I'd be there.
And honestly, I mean, that almost makes you think about keeping Kirk as a quarterback's coach only or something, because he does do better in recruiting, right? Do you think Kirk would have let go of CJ Carr, and now Bryce, right? Do you think he really would have done that? I don't think so. It seems like, it just makes us look bad as Michigan to not take 2 5-star quarterbacks. Obviously, the CJ Carr thing was a little different, and then Dante Moore as well. Jesus Christ. Holy shit! I didn't know that was. I forgot Dante Moore. No, I mean that's 3, right? Possibly 3, but 2 for now.
Here's the thing, though. Dante Moore was we weren't doing NIL, man.
I know.
We had no chance. Okay, and then with CJ Carr, they wanted to go in a different direction. Now, was that the best decision? Absolutely not. We're getting bit in the ass right now.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. They wanted to go a different direction because they wanted a different type of quarterback because their intent was to have a more versed offense that was not just pro style.
Yeah.
Which is why you're seeing them go after these dual threat quarterbacks who are projected to have an accurate arm. Okay. That's really, they want to be multi-versatile, multifaceted offense that's balanced, and not only through the run, but through the air. And they want their quarterback to have the same exact tendency. That's the vision, right? But they unfortunately swung and missed with some guys. So now the Bryce Underwood thing, yeah, that sucks, man, because we can play ball. So we'll see, but it's not over yet. He may very well turn blue.
Now, TJ, if we end up getting a new OC, do you think? I seen someone mention this earlier. Do you think that they come in and they're not going to want to make changes at other position coaches on the offensive side? like Tony Alford and Grant Newsome? Like,
If
you
a
think
new
they're just
OC
going to come in
comes,
and slot in?
if a new OC comes,
Yeah.
no,
Wide
And
receivers. There you go.
on top of that, like, also, like, do you think that we need to keep targeting an OC with a similar like pro style system? Or like I saw someone mention in like Brennan Marion. I don't think the go offense works here, but something like a complete overhaul of the system.
I feel like the offensive coordinator they're going to go for is an architect. They cannot. Sharon cannot miss on this hire. It
Okay.
has to be. It has to be a home run. It has to be a home run. I feel. I'm assuming, but I feel they're going to get someone very competent and very strategically sound. They're
I mean,
not
you
going
could. I mean, at this point, you could buy anybody. I mean, I would.
They
I don't
can.
know anyone this year that's doing
They can.
extremely well. But I mean, my personal one would probably be Garrett Riley. I'd try to pry him from Clemson. I don't think that's a very ideal situation. I would say for him, but that
I
would be
still
my
think
best.
we should need to try to at least put the feelers out there about matching or even slightly exceeding the ECU's offer to Sloan.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that'd be my first one, but I mean,
Well, what if ECU goes in a different direction? It should make Sloan available. I mean, $950,000 isn't shit. We're paying Wink like
Right.
$2 million. We could easily pay.
Well, that's what I'm
Sloan.
saying.
You could
When
easily
you
in my
also-
opinion, you make Sloan the highest paid offensive coordinator, get him, and then you get Underwood, and then we build a freaking
It's just-
winner, bro.
this
If
whole
If we're going to
price
pay
thing
Wink
sucks.
that, why not? And when we looked it up the other day, TJ, the last ECU head coach is making the same as Wink right now.
Yeah,
So why can't we? Why can't we offer that? Sloan? Especially
I mean,
if it secures Underwood.
True.
Yeah.
That's just so weird though. Like there's so many things up and like literally within a week's time, right? Like we discussed last time, December 4th is the date, but then December 9th is the transfer portal, right? And so, he wants to sign as soon as possible probably to get to enroll early, right? So that's supposed to be December 4th. But
So-
that week prior to, you have a whole week of chaos if Sloan goes or if he doesn't go, or if he stays, or if we try to buy him. And if nothing happens, then we're at the mercy.
So TJ, if we miss on Underwood, this has been hotly debated all day today. What are you thinking about Miller Moss? And also, what are you thinking about Cook, the wide receiver from Texas? I know Michigan was real high on him before he committed to Texas.
Yeah. So Miller Moss, I think if we swing on, if we miss on Underwood, I think there's no question Miller Moss would be I think he would be a target. I really do. We'll see though. He hasn't even entered the portal yet, but I think we can all assume he will, especially because he's.
Did you know that Miller Moss's current grades on PFF are worse than Davis Warren's?
That's wild to me because if you look at Miller Moss's numbers, they're actually not terrible. Let me just double check right now.
Now I will say caveat that's coming secondhand from our guy Madman. So if that's wrong, it's on him.
Okay, so I mean, all right. So just looking at Miller Moss's numbers here, 65% completion, which is solid, not great. 2,500 yards, but 18 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I mean, Listen, if we had that at quarterback,
He's also played in more games than Warren, though.
Yeah, I know he's more battle tested. Plus, he has no offensive line. It's their biggest complaint this whole year is they don't have any trenches. They don't have what it takes in this year in the Big Ten. So
my question with Miller Moss is that I thought everything I've ever heard of him is that he's like a diehard USC fan growing up, that he didn't want to play anywhere else but USC. So is he really jumping?
Well, the coach gave up on you.
I think he will because he's been benched, man. He got benched for a transfer quarterback for UNLV. I think he's going to be jumping, but I mean, we have to see. But here's the thing, though: we don't even know what the crop of quarterbacks for portal looks like. We don't know who's jumping.
Did you remember Steady dropping dimes this week? You know what they were talking about? They were talking about that quarterback who is young, who's slinging out in Washington State.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. Listen, all I know is Michigan has a plan, and they've already identified players they want to go after, and there's already been discussion with agents, and there's already money already allocated for the portal. So that's all.
What do you think of that Cook kid? And then I'll shut up.
What's that again?
What do you think of that Cook kid? I always.
Oh, I mean, I think
I always feel like I pronounce his name incorrectly.
I don't know if he'll be a fit for us. I mean, we'll see if he gives Michigan the time of day. It depends on. It just depends on, his interest level, and also I guess Michigan's as well. I don't know. I mean, it's so early. Like, guys, we are what? It's early November. Like, we don't even know what this portal is going to look like. There are kids.
Yeah, but it's starting to heat up. And if I remember right, that wide receiver, he was high on Michigan. Michigan was high on him before he committed to Texas.
Yeah, he was like third though, and I think he did something funny in that recruitment. I can't remember. There was something about that recruitment.
Oh, you think there was a bridge burn there?
Yeah, I don't know if a bridge was burned. I think he just wasn't as interested as he was giving off. I don't know. I really need to backtrack on it, but I'm not as versed in that recruitment. I just kind of know something funny happened, or like it seemed like maybe he played Michigan a little bit. I think, and I could be assuming. Maybe I'm mixing up recruitments, but
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, let's just say we're firing money cannons. Period. What if we get the running back
everything's on the
from
table right
Boise
now.
State, right? What if we get what's his name, Gentry or whatever?
Oh, he's going pro. I don't think he's staying next
year. Well, you never know. We can start taking everyone's stuff.
I mean, I'd love to get him, but I don't think. But this is the new the college version of the NFL draft talk. It always starts a few months early. That's all it is. None of us none of this is actually going to matter, but it's fun to talk about.
Yeah. All right. How about this, guys? Let me get you guys' prediction for the weekend, and we'll get to our last caller, Brad.
Go ahead, beat up.
It's going to be Michigan by 1 billion. I'm not going to say a fucking score because I said it last time, like 27-14, and I was like, fuck me. So I don't give a shit. I want Michigan to win one way or another. I don't care if it's hook or by crook. We need to win this fucking game because it's going to look so bad.
Fair enough. What you got, Kinetic?
All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit optimistic here. I think that while I do like Indiana's offense, I don't think they've played at least a defense at least as talented as ours yet this year. And if Wink can get his stuff together, I think we barely get by with 29-27.
Okay. So you're calling the victory, huh?
Yep.
All right, we'll
barely.
take it. Hey, I hope you're right.
On a late heroic kick from Darth Zavada.
I would love to have another surprise victory like we did with USC. That was a great night. I would love to have another one of those. So let's hope they do it. Appreciate you guys calling in, man. Obviously, B-Dub, my guy, Kinetic. Appreciate you, man. Go Blue, fellas.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
All right. So we got a super chat here from Ripstar. Can Ripstar be the new Northwestern Wildcat host? Rawr. I mean, if you're good, bro, there is an opening. So there is an opening for the Northwestern position in the network. But if bro, I don't know. Do you got me on Twitter? Shoot me a DM and we could talk. You got to be obviously legit though. We don't, no bullshit on the network. You know that though, and you seem knowledgeable as hell, by the way, just from your comments. So maybe, man, there could potentially be something if you're serious about it. But I don't think you're throwing $2 at me if you're not serious. So get at me on the DMs, bro. We could talk. Because the network is growing. We're going from 30 channels to 75 right now. We're filling them pretty quick. We got Oklahoma coming. We got Georgia coming. We got Missouri just launched. Ole Miss is. If you guys haven't seen our Ole Miss channel, man, I'm not gonna say no. Just girls are cute, bro. Girls are cute. But anyways, shout out to them though. All respects, all love. But anyways, they know this. But yeah, so all right, we'll get to our last caller here. We got Brad. Shout out to everyone contributing tonight. We appreciate it. Brad, what is up, man? How you doing, brother?
What's up with my brother TJ?
How you doing, man?
Hey man, I want to say, hey, you're my go-to man for all Michigan news. I don't go to anybody else. I ain't gonna say names. I want to throw no shots.
It's all good.
Or
I
anything
appreciate
like
that, though, dude.
Like you are really my go-to. You and my dude Johnny, y'all my go-to. Anything Michigan related, because it always is facts. So I appreciate that. I know what I wanted to ask you though. You may have already answered it a few times because a lot of us fans have pretty much the same question. So what's your? I want Wink up out of here, man.
I do too.
It's time to go. What is your percentage on as far as him staying or going? Do you think they're gonna give it one more year, or you think is it possible that we get this guy up out of here?
So I would like to get a new coordinator, but I think it's like 70% likely he stays.
Damn.
I know.
Okay. All right. Because and here's the reason why. Did you see this guy's interview earlier today? he brings he got such
Yeah.
arrogance about him.
You mean, well, what about his freaking quote? Here, I'll bring it up right here. I put this tweet out today on one of his quotes. I'll share right here for the audience to see this. Yeah, I mean, this is wild. His little press conference today was wild, where he's like, "I don't even see the missed tackles."
I don't see man. I literally, he is so arrogant and stubborn. After that interview, when he said that quote, talking about he don't see no missed tackles, I'm like, we got to get this guy up out of here, man. We got it, and I truly believe,
That's
and I
wild.
know people are saying Lamar is one of the reasons why it's Wink's scheme. It is so difficult, and them kids, the players are having a hard time just trying to adjust. And even I know a few fans that are Giants fans in the NFL. They were actually already saying some of this stuff
I
a
know they were.
while ago. They
They
were
were they were warning us,
they was
bro. They were
warning us.
warning us, and we didn't believe it. I'll be real with you. I was like,
I didn't
no,
believe it
like
either.
shit, man.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
I
They
didn't
were all
believe it.
warning us, man. They were telling us.
They kept telling me. One of my friends, he said, "Brad, listen, I know y'all want Wink, but the way his scheme and the way he runs things, it was even difficult for NFL players
Yeah,
to get a hang of it." And
dude,
he said
Brian
it.
Dabble. Yeah, go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you go ahead, TJ.
Say Brian. It's like an open secret that Brian Dabble told him to simplify the back end of that defense, and Wink Martindale was stubborn and wouldn't, which is one of the reasons why they let him go.
And so I'm like, I'm so he gets up there in these interviews and he just thinks that he knows it all. Like he just bring that vibe of pretty much it's my way. I don't see missed tackles. You gassed us up at the beginning of the season saying like, oh, I'm the OG and nothing's going to change under me. Who do you think are and I'm paraphrasing obviously, who do you think are the ones that created this scheme? I'm the one, like, and
Right.
it's just there's no humility, there's no, hey, we just need to get better. We going
Right.
all this. There's none of that. So I'm like I'm so over this guy. It just, I do not like Wink. I'm so ready for him to go, but I'm not going to continue to keep going on to him because I know we're at a time. My next question I wanted to ask, you
Oh,
know
no, we're
what?
good. Hey, Brad, you're good. I'm not gonna rush you at all, bro. You're good.
Okay, the next you know who else we need that needs to go? I think a gentleman said earlier that we don't really put fire up under here. It's time for Bellamy to go.
I agree, man.
It is time. Like
I'm with you.
it's time to go. Like you keep recruiting five receivers slow. Like it's just it's time. It's time. Look, now, TJ, what do you think the percentage? Do you think Sharon Moore is going to, like, I won't say do a full clean house, but do you think there's going to be like major changes? And the reason why I ask you this is because
Oh, you're
usually
good.
when you give your opinion, it like it be on point.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
appreciate it, man.
so what do you think? Do you think Sharon Moore is going to be a lot of changes this offseason, or you think
I
it's going to
do.
be some of the same?
No, I think they're gonna be very aggressive with their changes. I think here's what I honestly think, man. I think Kirk is gone. I think Wink stays. I think Ron is gone. I think shit, who else? Oh, I think JB Brown is gone for sure. I think those four are gone for sure.
Okay.
Brian Jean Marie is the one I'm on the fence about.
Okay.
The reason why I'm on the fence is because he may be landing a Wasu Boateng. He may be able to pull Bradley Gompers, and Houseman and Barham have been getting better. They no doubt they're starting to play at an all Big Ten level.
Okay.
So I'm on the fence with him, you know. So we'll see. But I think those four are definitely gone. And then I'm very curious about strength and conditioning. I'm not going to call that because I don't know, but I would like to see it. I'd like to see a change. Just like I would like to see a change of defensive coordinator, but I really don't think they're going to move on from him, man. I really don't.
So TJ, what makes you why don't you think they'll? Is it because of the contract
The
or it's just
contract. I just don't think like as much money as Michigan has. I just don't think they want to buy out Wink Martindale. And I'll tell you what, if they do, then I mean, as much as I believe Michigan's serious as hell, I mean, that would just blow my mind away. I mean, that would just tell me. I mean, to be honest with you, if they bought out Wink Martindale, I'd be like, oh, we're on some Texas A&M shit. Money doesn't mean anything. Like, we're willing to do whatever, you know. Like real, like we are willing to be very aggressive with NIL, but if we're buying coaches out like that, that's something like an A&M does, you know?
Right. So, and in my last thing, I wanted to jump in. Hey, them LSU fans is nervous.
Oh, they're acting
They're
so funny,
sweat. They are.
bro, and like they're in denial too, man.
They
They're
are
like,
so TJ. They are so denial. Like
dude,
I
denial,
literally was getting into it with these people on
bro.
YouTube, like through the comments on and then on three, and then the other. He's a nice guy. LSU. He does the college football voice of college football for LSU side. Nice guy or whatever, but they are so in denial right now. They are just constantly saying Bryce Underwood is not listening. His family has not been in the big house. He hasn't been there since last year. And it doesn't matter how much money they're going to throw at him. He wants to go to NFL. We produce. I'm like, listen, I'm sitting there telling him, I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, Bryce Underwood is listening. That's it.
Yeah, for
If you
sure.
like if you guys were that confident that he's staying in this, why is he listening?
It's more than listening too, because his family's fully, his family and agent are fully invested in being courted. They're being courted, bro. 2 weeks in a row at Michigan, and just because they came to Michigan, that's not the only time they met with Michigan representatives. Like they're doing things off campus, you know, like there's things off campus that occur. Um, you know, like for example, me and John's video got thrown on the On3 LSU message board, and so did Sam Webb's video as well. So me and our video and Sam Webb's video was thrown on there, and they're all like, they think Bryce Underwood's parents were at the game. They fucking were, bro.
They
Guaranteed.
literally
Last
they
2 weeks they were there. You can deny it all you want, but that's a guarantee, bro.
and I was literally going back and forth with them because they were literally saying up and down like his family is not at the Michigan game. I'm
Yeah,
like, dude,
wild.
why were y'all they live literally 20 minutes away from the big house? Like
Yeah,
is so they're going to be like you. I wouldn't even comment on that. If that's like me, if that kid was from Louisiana, I will have a hard time even commenting if his family was there because it's like, well, it's highly chance he is. He only lived
mhm,
15, 20 minutes away, so pretty sure the
yeah,
family is there. So I can't even say nothing. But
right.
they're so in denial of Bryce Underwood, like they are, and man, it's
I mean,
absolutely crazy.
if I was an LSU fan, when Derek Meadows came to visit, I'd be sweating. Why
Literally,
is Derek Meadows coming to Michigan on his own dime if Bryce Underwood's not considering Michigan?
TJ,
What is that,
I had an LSU fan tell me they said this how I knew they didn't know what they were talking about. They said that they're not teammates. They don't even have a relationship with each other. So where are you bringing that up? I
bro?
said, wow.
They talk, bro. They are in communication with one another, and not only that, Derek Meadows, a part of his group or his team of individuals is Jermaine Crowell, the former head coach of Belleville.
Wow.
He was at the game with Meadows. And guess
Oh,
what? He likes Sharon. And I know Crowell has had his issues with Michigan, but he actually likes Sharon.
wow.
He's not an enemy to Sharon. He came on the visit with Meadows, former Belleville head coach. Like there's so much more to this, man. Like
Dang,
these
TJ,
LSU
I didn't
people,
even
they
know.
don't
Man,
even know.
you be having the insides. I didn't even know it was that deep.
Yeah, dude. He's
Like,
one of his his advisors. He's one of his advisors, and he was at the game with them. It's real, man. You know, and you know, it's just wild, bro.
so
It's like it's interesting to watch, man. You know, and like when we brought it up early October, bro, I knew that you know, how about this? And I think, you know, Brad, you've been watching this for a while, man. Like, bro, we brought this up before the fireworks post, and look at
yep.
where it is.
Yep, you sure
Look
did.
where it is,
You
man.
sure.
And then
And TJ, when you brought it up, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When you guys first started reporting it, I
yeah,
literally in my mind I was like, man, that's kind of far fetched right there. I don't know. I think
yeah,
that's kind of. But then like it just kept, I started seeing smoke, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is real. And then once you start doing your percentages, he was like, hey, this is increased. I went I'm at 60% chance that
Yeah.
there's a possibility. So once you start giving your percentage and it's more than 50, that's when
Yeah.
I really start like keeping my. I'm like, oh, TJ said this. Oh, he had a 60% chance, 65% chance that this is really possible. So that's
Well, dude,
now that gave me some hope.
check this, bro. So you know my co-host John.
Yep.
He did not, even though I brought this to the show, he did not believe the
I know
reality of
John
it.
didn't
Like,
believe it either.
and then I even showed him a text that I received from one of like my guy. I sent him that. And even after the text, he was still like, I don't know, man. Even though like we've had we've had accuracy all summer on a lot of shit. And the guy I sent the text from is the guy who gives me most of my shit. And like, but he was still like, I don't know, man. But eventually my he came around just like everybody else, like because what occurred was, we see it. We see the tangible evidence. Like it's become more, and then Sam wouldn't even say the name for the longest time. And then it finally got out there. And then we told you guys about Derek Meadows 2 weeks ago before
Yep.
he ever stepped
Yep.
foot on campus, bro.
Yep.
And like we've had a pulse on this one. We've had a pulse on this one. So it's been interesting.
So I got one last question for you.
You're good, bro.
I've
You're good.
been curious about this. So do the team do they got like a collective or funding like the for players to come back next year? Obviously, we know
Oh
the
yeah.
first rounders are not coming back like the
Oh yeah.
we know them guys
Oh
are
yeah.
out of there.
They are currently, yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
they got plans, bro. Let me say this. They got plans for December. They got plans for returning, and they got plans for April. They
Okay.
are Michigan is in. They got plans for when, dude. I'm telling you, they got their whole thing. Just it's impressive, and I'm excited about some things coming down the road that I can't go into detail yet. That they should be announced, and we'll be able to talk more on it when they become announced.
Okay, that's all you got to tell me. Like, as long as you say that part, I'm just because is there some potential that Rob Moore can come back for
Oh,
like
he's 100% coming back. Rod Moore is 100% going to be back in Michigan.
Oh my
He
God.
even he even said it. He'll be back because he had a setback in his recovery, so he won't be ready to prep for the combine.
Okay, so it's pretty much, and I'm pretty sure Sharon Moore they're gonna make sure they pay him well, and so he could be.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, Michigan's listen, revenue sharing kicks into place. I believe it's July of 25. So
Okay.
it will definitely that'll matter.
So
And what Ward Manuel was saying, they're looking at doing, I think it was what 70 to 80% to football, which I gotta rewatch. I heard that
Michigan is not playing.
but like if they do that, that's crazy because that is almost a total 180 from what I was hearing in the summer that was being discussed because they were talking 50-50 man women split, but it has totally evolved and it's still not finalized. So I'm curious to see where they go with it in terms of finalization of it. But Michigan's not effing around, man. The football team is getting all the support it needs, man. That's why I'm encouraged about the coaching search because if they are this organized and financially backed, there's no way they're going to botch the coaching. No way. There's no way. And plus, Sharon cannot afford it. It's not happening. They're going to go. In my opinion, they're going to go big game hunting, bro, for coaches as well.
So I wanted to ask you this because I'm here in Columbus right now. It seemed like our NIL in a way like things has been. It seems like our NIL stuff is starting to become better than Ohio State's in there. And I'm not. I don't want to go. I'm not jumping it. And the only reason why I say that is because even with the NIL stuff that Ohio State did this year to get all their players and stuff like that. They had slightly a struggle. They didn't have as many boosters and support as what I thought they had, even though they got a large fan base as well on there. What is your take on that? Or is this like, nah, they're
I think we are a guaranteed top 5 NIL, and we may be number 1.
Wow.
Yeah. Before I learned some things recently, and I mean recently. Before we're top 10, maybe top 5. No, we are top 5, maybe number 1. We might
Wow.
very well be number 1. I need to see more,
Mhm.
and I need to also learn a little more, which I hope to be able to do. But yeah, they're not. It's dude. The donors are very organized
So
and
for
very motivated.
so with our
That's what I
donors
think.
in our NIL stuff, is it okay? Let me ask you: does the future for Michigan look bright when it comes to NIL?
Uh huh.
Our donors, you know, I
Yes.
mean, I'm speaking for like the next 5 or 10 years.
Oh yeah, it's not going
Okay,
anywhere now. It's completely where the foundation is laid. The high rise is being built, man. Like they have. This isn't going anywhere. This is not.
okay,
It's not like we're going back. We're not going back. It's only forward, and it's only going to get even more organized and even more structured, and the networking's only going to get even better. I mean, there's this is not related. This is something different, but this is not related to the thing that I can't go into more detail on. But there is a marketing agency that me and John are aware of. This is something completely different. Who has not, who's also not, that has not been gone public yet. So there's another thing
wow,
that
okay.
there are things. Listen, Michigan has some things cooking, man. There's some things
And and
cooking.
and, and TJ, the reason why I asked this, and it's probably be for myself, but I can speak on a lot of other Michigan fans. There's a little bit of, I don't want to use the word fear, because I know people are like, I ain't fearful of nothing, but I'm gonna speak for myself rather. There's a tad bit of fear of the Rich Rod, the Brady,
Of
because
course.
I feel that Michigan don't play aggressive enough like the Ohio States or the Texas and the Texas A&M. And we kind of, even though we got the funds, we don't want to go back to just being mediocre. We don't want to be Penn State, like just win 10 games and try to
Yeah.
slither through or get through. We want to be elite consistently.
So do they.
Okay.
Michigan wants. Okay, so next year, Michigan's plans are to be playoff contenders. It's
Okay.
not to step back.
Okay.
They're gonna, from my understanding, they're gonna load up this offseason to be contenders next year.
Okay.
Okay, so playoff contenders. Now I'm not claiming natty. I'm just saying playoff contenders. Okay. Now remember,
And
12 teams get in, so just
and that's
but
cool.
like
That's cool.
no,
That's
that
cool.
is cool. I think that's all we could ask for.
Hmm.
And like they Michigan from their vision is to remain elite, to be elite, period. They don't, like,
Okay.
after having the success we've had, they don't want to regress or not be at an elite status. I'm serious. They are so serious about it too, man. And we're seeing it.
Okay.
Like, I don't think no one should question, like, if this Bryce Underwood thing is not opening your eye, like, let's just say, unfortunately, we don't get the outcome we want with Underwood. Where do you think that money's going? It's
Wow.
not, it's
You're absolutely right.
elsewhere.
You're right.
Like, we're gonna be okay, man. Like, it will
Okay.
be okay. Like, like, now, granted, there's some unknown. Can Sharon be the guy? That's to be determined. The
Okay.
jury's still out. But at the end of the day, because of the university itself, the brand, and because of the alumni and because of the structure behind it, I have full confidence in this university. It's just about you have to get the right pieces now,
Gotta
the
get the
right
right
players,
piece.
the right coaches. And if you can get the right coaches and right players, and they have the resources to do it, even, and I know people might not want to hear this, but let's just say next year is another tough year. I
Right.
am not, I do not see a Rich Rod era. I see, I see decisions being made to make sure we don't allow, um, failure prolong within the university. They're not going to let it, man. It's too much. Like, here's the thing,
Okay.
too, guys, that we need to really realize. When money starts, when you become a program where you have very powerful and strong individuals financially, um, giving money to help make it strong, failure is not
An option.
acceptable.
It's not. Oh, absolutely. And Michigan got some of the strongest donors. Like,
Yeah, like, they're gonna
yeah.
want success, and it's not one of those things where, like, oh well, now I give X amount of money, I should have power. No, it's we expect a high standard here,
Right.
like period. And that's what's going to be expected. That's why I'm excited about the program. I'm thrilled about it, man. I do have full confidence too. I'm not even like bullshit.
You know what's so funny, TJ? You've been absolutely dead on because obviously once again I'm here in Columbus and I watch a few of their channels and stuff. Even they have caught eye on our NIL stuff. Like I
Yeah.
heard they had like a podcast to where I'm not gonna call who they were out or whatever, but they, you get like little thumbnails or little things that they say, oh, Michigan is real aggressive on the NIL front. What does that mean for us? And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow. So it just let me know like, oh, okay, this is serious. Because even Ohio State is now they're looking at it like, okay, we got to keep an eye out on this, because
What Michigan is doing. I mean, listen, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of that post on USC's message board by that poster, and like that wasn't just some rando. That dude is known on that board as a credible poster, who's in the collective space for USC. Everyone in college football is there's been shots across the bow. Michigan has shot which is essentially warning shots. They've let everybody know that they're the bully on the block now, and they're yanking dudes from. We already saw it. They just got the victory over Auburn. They just stole, dude. We just stole Shamar Earls from Georgia, bro.
Yeah,
Like Georgia.
TJ, you called it though. You called it like way before it even came in. He was like, "Hey, I got some big news, y'all. Y'all not gonna. This is a big." I'm like, I wonder what the big news are. I can't say too much now, but you guys are gonna find out in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And that commit, I'm like, okay, something's going on, man. They're getting commits from Georgia, from the South. I'm like,
Yeah, and they got the kid from Littleton from Clemson to decommit to come on a visit to Michigan, which he lost his scholarship because he went to Michigan, guys.
wow,
Like that's crazy. Like we're talking a top 75 player in the country. Like Michigan is not playing games, man. Like they are, I'll tell you, man, they are doing the damn thing. It's just we got to keep getting results. We got to keep stacking victories.
So TJ, especially for a fan such as me, would you advise like, okay, just relax, just to see how everything plays out. At least Michigan is being aggressive, obviously NIL, being aggressive in the portal, pay to play, getting players to come back, and let's just see how at least just relax. Because I'm like, man, we're back, we just got back from a natty. We went from being champions to chumps. Like it's like we're going backwards. I can't do another Brady Hope thing. And then I'm here in Columbus, they're running their mouth.
Of course.
So it's like, oh my God, we got to figure this out.
I think the fan base needs to take a breath and just we need to allow the process to take place. Because here's something people need to really realize. This extremely aggressive. So Michigan has been paying players and portal players since April. Okay.
Right.
They've been green lighted then, but this aggressive financial tidal wave has really just started, and you guys are only seeing a month of it really in action. Imagine a full cycle. Full cycle. Imagine a portal season.
Look at it that way. Absolutely.
Like, guys, I'm serious about like us getting talent is going to be no longer an issue. It's now the hurdle for Michigan is making sure we have the right leaders. And what I mean by that is coaching staff.
Right. Absolutely.
And potentially an AD. We'll see in the summer how that turns out. But
and TJ, I want to add, let me throw this to you one last time. I know we gotta be real. So and I didn't, because I heard this earlier. So you think we may not have War Manual? Is that looking like? I'm ready for him to go. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think he will be gone.
Whoa!
I don't think because here's the thing, man.
Wow.
He's on the last year of his deal. If they were to keep him, he would have already signed an extension. So his deal is up. I believe it's July of. I believe it's all right. I don't know the exact month, but it's in the summer of 25, I believe. It's definitely next year. Like I know that. Wow. So if they and I am aware of, there are people who feel it's time to move on.
What?
But there's also individuals who do like Ward. Like they are Ward supporters within the university, no question. But there are also a group of individuals who feel it's time to get a more modern AD.
Okay.
Now, I will say this, and listen, I am critical of Ward, and I would like to see a new AD, but I will also, we don't bullshit. We keep it as transparent and honest as we possibly can.
Right.
Ward has done a great job these last few months. So I'm wondering, and I'm just thinking out loud here, is it enough to get an extension? We'll see. I don't know, but I'll tell you, they haven't. And if you wanted to keep him, you would have done it. You're not going to wait till the final months of his contract. Like, I think it's time. I think Michigan feels it's time to find the next AD, but I am also speculating on that. So there's no like confirmed. The only thing I can confirm you is that there are individuals who think it's time to go more modern.
Wow. So TJ, it's literally, I won't say literally, they make it like, so as far as like Michigan donors and people that's calling the shots, they're literally like, look, we flipping tables. We get him up out of here. That's,
I don't know about flipping tables, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a group. There's definitely a side that feels it's time we need to find a more modern AD who is, they want, I feel they want a Santa Ono at AD. They want someone who's very innovative and proactive and very in touch with the current climate of athletics, where Ward was really steps behind. He's finally caught up, but it took him a while to get more caught up. And even so, I mean, I feel like we could do better. I do.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this: is our turnover for the team next year? Is there a lot of players coming back next year?
Well, offensively, there's a lot of players coming back in terms of offensive line. Well, I mean, I don't know. No. I mean, I fully expect new wide receivers. Colson Loveland's going to be gone. New quarterback. Our running backs are going to be gone. Yeah, I mean, there actually will be. I think the offensive line, I mean, we know defensively we're going to lose a lot. We're going to lose our defensive line. Stewart's going to be gone. Graham's going to be gone. Grant's going to be gone. Will Johnson's going to be gone. I'm curious about Barham and Houseman. I think they will come back another year, but I don't know yet. Makari Page is definitely coming back, unless he, but he's not going to NFL. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who stays, who goes. It's also going to be interesting to see who plays out the year and who makes business decisions, because we are definitely in business decision season. So yeah, I mean, we'll find out, man. I mean, we'll definitely be on top of it though. So how about this, Bruce? Let me get your, or I'm sorry, Brad, as Bruce just called in. Hey, Bruce, we're not taking no more calls, man. My bad. Brad, how about this? Give me your prediction for the game this weekend.
I'm gonna be all the way honest with you.
Yeah, please do, man. That's what we do here.
I got Indiana giving us the belt. I'm gonna just be. I have 35-14. Indiana.
I mean, it's close to my prediction. I'm 31-17, I think. So
okay,
we're not far off, man. But how about this, bro? Calling in the post game, man. You were a good caller, man.
I appreciate you, brother. You take care. Go Blue.
I appreciate you, man. Go Blue. All right, boys, we did it. We went overtime. We did some overtime, but of course we did, because you guys, I mean, one, the show's dope as shit, and two, I F with you guys, and it's fun, man. And I appreciate callers, everyone calling in, man. It's just fun. And shout out, and Bruce, man, my bad, bro. Either call in the post game show or next Thursday. Get in early, bro. We'll get you in. Thanks for calling in, though. I appreciate you, bro. We got Ramez here with the $2 super chat. Any Underwood news that I missed? Nothing new from Tuesday. The only thing is, there's going to be a campaign by Michigan fans called Hailgate, and they are run by Hailgate, and they're essentially organizing a bunch of fans to go to the Belleville game tomorrow, and they got 75 tickets. They're trying to get more. It's really an effort to show Bryce that the fan base and university are behind him, and that this is home. So there's that. So we'll see how that turns out tomorrow. And then, obviously we got the official visit weekend with Bryce Underwood and LSU. We'll see. I mean, we truly will not know anymore until after the weekend. And then even after the weekend, we'll see what comes out of it. We'll see what the vibes are from LSU, because you better believe the LSU insiders are going to be all over it. They may act like they're not concerned, but they're concerned. Get the fuck out of here. There's no way they're not concerned, bro. they're out their mind. They're trying to act like they aren't, but there's no way you're not. But anyways, yeah. So that's where we are, Ramez, and we'll find out. You know, I'll definitely update you guys Tuesday on whatever I hear. And if anything comes up by Saturday, we'll talk about it Saturday for the post game. Sunny Days, $2 super chat. My mom said I could go to school dressed like B-Dub. You know what, man? I think you should go to school dressed like B-Dub. You got a cool mom. B-Dub, obviously, you know, sports a very unique look, and we love him for it. Defending the Natty, $2 super chat. Michigan alumni are the sleeping giants, no doubt. It's not even just the alumni; it's the fan base. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, yes, the alumni, no doubt. Like, I'm not discrediting that. That's a fact. But bro, our fan base, they give a shit. They care. They want it. They want this team to succeed. It's what it is, man. We have a very passionate fan base. We have a very, you know, Michigan, and there's a lot of Michigan. You know, there's some Michigan fans who will say, "Well, you didn't go there," you know. But there's actually a lot of Michigan alumni and people part of the university. I say it's far bigger than just the alumni. You know, Michigan is a movement, bro. Like our boy Rip Star is always saying, Rip Star is a movement. Michigan's a movement, bro. At the end of the day, Michigan is, you know, our boy Rip Star still in the comments too, but Michigan's a movement, man. So shout out to Michigan, and let's have some faith, man. Just patience. I always tell people on the socials, patience. Just trust the process right now, and I know you guys are seeing some of it. So, yeah, man. So it's all love, though. It's all love. But all right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. If you guys, so listen, we're gonna be here for the post game show Saturday. After the game, me and John will be here. We'll see how long it goes. We went 9 hours last weekend. We'll see what we do this weekend. Shout out to everybody, honestly, a part of that, a part of the show tonight. We got the Tuesday show, Michigan Wolverines Live at Tuesday. We're obviously going to have all the news coming out of the weekend. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of updates, whether it be recruiting, the Underwood situation, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll have it for you Tuesday. And then obviously next week, call-in show. I think next week I got... let me double check. I do have a guest next week for the call-in show. I think I have. Let me just double check. I got Johnny Olden joining me next weekend or next Thursday. So he'll be joining me next Thursday. So shout out to Johnny. We'll do the damn thing, and appreciate again everybody for calling in and being a part of it, liking, sharing, subscribing, just viewing, man. Shout out to all you guys. We appreciate it. And all the lurkers, whether you be LSU or OSU. This is for you. Shout out to you. And good night, Wolverine Nation. We'll see you Saturday. Go Blue.